Tell your friends you're listening to the Verhoeven Effect podcast. I'm Conlon.
And I'm Nathan.
Inside, we have another very special episode. We have the 2004 movie, The Chronicles of Riddick. Nathan, do you have a history with The Chronicles of Riddick?
Yes, I went and saw this in theaters.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I always like Pitch Black. Is like, oh, that's the ultimate like small cool movie, sci-fi type movie. I can't wait to see what they did with Chronicles of Riddick, and they did it. uh, they had a super ambitious idea that unfortunately did not pay off,
No.
but it was certainly
I
fun.
felt I felt like the not payoff went so far as to ruin like high budget rated R movies
Yeah. Oh
for
yeah.
like, for like the next 20 years.
Yeah. The story here was a mess. It was like literally the equivalent of throwing, putting glue on the wall and throwing dictionaries into a wood chipper. It's like, oh, here's a story. Cool. Or it's like, what is it? The 100,000 apes, 100,000 typewriters,
Yeah.
100,000 years. You'll produce Shakespeare. Well, they only half baked the experiment.
There's a lot of cool ideas and there's a lot of like there's a lot of things that like it's better done elsewhere as it's more focused, but there's just
Yeah.
a lot of ideas here and not necessarily like the greatest. Well, there's some good character stuff, but it's like very like it's stretched very thin. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of what the best way to describe it is.
well, I think like an interesting thing, and I don't know when the Wild Hunt for like the Witcher stuff was written, but like that's totally what's going on here. So I'm not sure if that was first or this was first. Do you know what the Wild Hunt is in The
It's
Witcher?
the video game that The Witcher was based on, right?
Well, no, it's a concept in the books, which I think appeared before the video game.
Yeah, yeah. Because first it was books, and it was a video game, then it was a TV series,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But like the Wild Hunt is specifically like this kind of like like floating like sea ships with like pirates that like freeze things and kill people, and it's like the like non-sci-fi version of what the necromongers are here, where
Mm-hmm.
like they just come in and make everything dead and leave.
Yeah.
But I don't know who was first. I think the Wild Hunt did it better, or with the Witcher did it better. But like it's a cool idea here. But I don't know who did it first. But
Well, here's how like David Twory, and that's how I'm just going to pronounce his name, even though it doesn't look like that because I've just heard it said that way so many times.
yeah,
Um, he did like some long interviews about this and explaining like because this was very much like him and Vin Diesel working together.
yes, this is very much Vin Diesel's thing,
Yeah.
to the point where he did some movie. Oh yeah, he did he did a cameo in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift to get the
Hmm.
rights back for the Riddick franchise, which then
Okay.
he did the Just Riddick movie, which is when it goes back to being a smaller budget sci-fi movie. So
Yeah. 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 Because my his explanation, which made as soon as I heard it, I believed it. It was like because David Twory and Vin Diesel really liked. I mean, the Pitch Black was a cool movie for what it was. It was very good.
it's a
Very
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 good sci-fi horror movie in concept. So
yes.
which David Torrey, that maybe the best thing he does is like take a sci-fi concept and bring it to a movie, maybe a complicated concept and bring it to a movie, and then whether it's good or bad is debatable. So
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that Pitch Black.
he wrote a movie called Terminal Velocity, which is like a scientific concept, and it's a Charlie Sheen action like parachute movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's all about that, and it's like let's build a story around that
which
proven scientific thing.
which is funny, and it's a fun movie and incredibly stupid, but also has some amazing cinematography to it. So it's like,
But when I heard that well, let's talk about like we'll talk about Pitch Black more, but someday we'll do it. But um, that was the first movie where you didn't just have an anti-hero. That guy was just evil.
Yeah.
Like Riddick is just evil. He's not in Pitch Black. He's
Yeah.
not good. He is somewhat redeemable in the fact that he won't let
He's
a
willing to
child.
let people die, but then he has his limits. Like
Yeah,
he won't let everybody die.
he won't let a child die, but he will let people die for their sins, which is like, oh, he's kind of like the Anton Chigurh character fleshed out. Now, this does not Chronicles of Riddick. It's like, yeah, it's the same character, but it becomes way too much was layered upon it to be believable. But when I heard that, like, oh yeah, Vin Diesel's a big fan of Lord of the Rings and Dungeons and Dragons,
Okay.
like, absolutely,
Right,
okay, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Here we go. I understand. So the ambition I respect. It's like
Yes.
that didn't you can exact this is the kind of stuff that almost anyone who wasn't like a full-time writer and didn't have that background would do if they were given the $120 and they had a director that's like, I'm with you. I can visualize this. Yeah, let's go. Keep putting it on. And then you have Chronicles of Riddick, which looks really cool and does keep you interested
Yeah.
even though it stretches a lot. There's some slow spaces
Oh,
in
we're
this.
going here. Why? Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And we're going to take a long time to get there, and we're going to have weird scenes interspersed. That
Yeah.
now understand. I watched the because I have it on disc here. I watched the unrated directors. So
Okay.
there's like 20 extra minutes of stuff I saw.
There
So
is. I did not know. I would have got it had I known it existed. But there's like a 3-disc copy from Arrow Video.
okay,
So they're kind of like they're like a B grade. Well, maybe a C grade. I don't know. They have Criterion Collection ambition, but they're not as talented.
yeah,
But they
they do.
do a great job.
Criterion's never going to do Chronicles of Riddick. Those guys will. Everything you want. And I did look at that, but it's like, well, I can't get it here in time. So
Yeah.
eventually I might get it. Because I'm going back to DVDs because I've had it with this crap where you might be able to watch it if you subscribe to one of 200 streaming services. And
Yeah.
it's like sometimes I just want to watch simple movies that I like, and I'll pay the one-time fee to watch it forever,
Yeah.
or at least until I drop over dead, whatever comes first.
Or Amazon dies, you know.
And die or something.
Or Amazon is split into multiple different companies and you no longer have access because you're not the right company. So.
Yeah. Whatever nonsense.
Well, I've been noticing recently. So I usually watch, I get it on Amazon usually. Well, I mean, whatever source is easier, whatever source is free or easier.
Yeah.
It's free first, then which one's easier. And it's been saying this stuff before. It's like this is not playing in high definition, and because I upgraded my computer. I was like, wait, what's going on here? And I don't know what's going on. I guess I don't have the right HDMI cables that has the security thing in, so they can definitely know you're not recording your computer screen. So then I just went to the Microsoft store, and there's a Prime Video app, and so I went to the app, so I didn't have to deal with that.
Oh yeah, I'm having to do that now too with them on a completely different computer, Mac, and it's much older than the one you have now that you just made, and it's like, yeah, I'm having to use the app because they're like, it doesn't have the security thing. It's like, secure, what am I doing? Are the Russians not able to watch this film? What do we talk? Do you think I'm pirating it? It's like, oh dude, that's already being done. I mean, I'm not doing it because I don't have the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm familiar with that idiocy. Yeah, this movie has very dense lore. If anyone wants to do a Riddick follow-up and deep dive, because I'm not even going to attempt to explain anything but the most surface level concepts here, Alan Dean Foster did a novelization of this that you can read on the Internet Archive, or you can buy a used copy somewhere.
Sorry, I don't know Alan Dean Foster. Is he
He does
notable?
the novelizations of Aliens.
Oh, okay.
He does the novelizations of movies, but the reason those get referenced a lot, and he gets referenced a lot, is because that's where a lot of the material comes from that they develop into role-playing games, or the whole deeper alien universe. A lot of that, I think he did the thing that the Alien 3 script that didn't get developed.
The That might have been multiple ones because I know, shit, who's like the cyberpunk guy? Like he did Johnny
Oh,
Mnemonic.
oh, the guy who did Mona Lisa Overdrive, Gibson.
Yes, William Gibson. You can get it. It's available on. I think Amazon produced it or Audible produced it. But yeah, there is his script that he made about like a wood planet or whatever, and Ripley landing on, and like weird stuff with aliens. Like they have a production of that. You can go listen to it or read it or whatever. So
Make sure I'm not full of shit. We're not talking about the same one.
there might be multiple versions of Alien 3, but
Yeah, because there is an Alien 3, yes, by Alan Dean Foster. It's completely. I'm not. There's one that introduced like the factions that exist now in the Alien role playing game. That's
okay.
that Disney is just trying to make that canon.
Okay.
Where they have like the space communists.
Right.
I forget what they're called because we talked about it.
Yeah, because Andrew mentioned those novels. Yeah.
Yeah,
there's multiple. Okay. So there's also a William Gibson Alien 3 script.
That's what. Maybe it is William Gibson. I'm not sure.
There might be both. I don't know.
Maybe it was an Alan Dean Foster. I thought, but I know I've listened to that one.
Yeah.
Because there's like the Three World Empire. There's the United States.
Yeah, because there is Andrew recommended one of those to you. So
yes.
So.
And then I forget what the Union of Progressive Peoples, and that's like become like because that was the universe that existed in Alien.
Yeah.
It's like why are there U.S. colonial Marines? What does that mean? And
yeah.
Understand the United States in that universe is North and South America. It's because it's just a flag with 2 stars on it. It's like, that's not the United States. It's like, no, they got rid of the 50 and there's just 1 star for North America and 1 star for South. And then the space commies are China, Russia, and Europe. And then the Three World Empire is weirdly the UK, Japan, and Australia.
Okay.
But Australia is a slave labor colony now or something. It's like, okay, weird. But yeah.
I have not brought myself to watch the new Alien show yet. I've heard mixed things, but I heard it gets better. So,
I would because I like the people producing it because I thought it was going to be Fargo in the Alien universe because it's the same guys. But I'm not. Again, we're like, how many subscription services am I paying for? I got the 3, and that's it. I'm not adding anymore.
Well, it's on FX. I know you have FX on your TV.
Okay, yeah. I should probably do the on demand of that. Let's see. But Alan Dean Foster, who quit doing these novelizations, but yeah, he did do a novelization of Chronicles of Riddick, which explains the lore of the necromongers.
Okay.
And what all, because when they talk about till Underverse come and all that, it's like in the movie, it's like, oh, they're just saying weird stuff.
Yes.
Just weirdos.
They do not show what the Underverse is. They vaguely explain it.
But the necromongers in this movie, they're all style over substance.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Because I've always wanted a house with like necromonger, like those statues and stuff.
Yeah.
But just be a perfectly normal like place. But it's just like, because it so reminds me of the Batman, the first one with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Because remember the weird statues they had in front of the Hall of Justice?
Yeah.
Where it was like people were weighed down with books, and it was, well, this is the same thing, only they're holding swords, and it's all dark faces and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I love the necromonger style in this movie.
Yeah.
As far as their culture and stuff, it's like, well, it's all nonsense, but it really looks cool. Yeah. But,
So it says this weird combination. You can't see like the breadth, attempted breadth of Lord of the Rings here, but also it's just Conan the Barbarian as well.
Yeah.
But also what we know about Vin Diesel is he just has a million ideas, and he usually to the point that directors quit working with him.
Yeah.
if he has one more idea.
Yeah, when Vin Diesel gets into something, he gets into it.
Yeah.
And this is really the Riddick stuff is the only thing of Vin Diesel's that I've like, I've watched these over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't, as far as like the the Fast and the Fear. Like we've watched those, and he's fine in those. But this, it's like what I see here is like, oh, this guy's really into this.
Yeah.
Like he is acting at the peak of his potential.
Yeah.
And he wants to really like get some things across in all three movies. It's
Yeah.
This one is definitely like, well, this is nuts because we're expanding his character to just being, I'm the pure evil anti-hero to now I'm something else. It doesn't pay off, but it's like, yeah, it's cool to see.
Yeah.
He's trying. He's really
And then of course there was the video game that came out around the same time, which is Escape from Butcher Bay, which is a really good video game that explains. It's a prequel to Pitch Black.
Yes.
Because there you have was it Jones or no? Who's the merc?
Johns.
Was he a merc or is he a company guy? Was there
described as what? How did they say he was like a?
Because the whole idea of what the mercs are is like strange to me. Is like, are they pirates? Are they mercenaries? Are they bounty hunters? But it seems to be like a lifestyle or like a political choice as well. So
yeah, that's the thing about the Riddick universe. Like you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Johns is described as like law enforcement almost in Pitch Black.
Yes.
But then when they talk to Riddick about it, he's like, that Silver Star is fake. He's a mercenary, or he's like basically a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
And he was also a drug addict, so it's like he's not true to his thing either. He's a criminal also, which was always a thing with Riddick. It's like, I'm gonna suss out your weakness because I don't have any, because I'm like cool that way. Or at least it's like I'm honest about what I am and you're not.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary sometimes. This is a guy who is so cynical, he's made cynicism into a superpower. That and he's with knives.
Yeah.
Those two things, cynicism and knives.
But in the video game, that's where he gets the shine job, right? Because like
I believe so. I've played both video games.
Yeah.
And I remember liking them.
Well, the other one's like it's sort of like it's like half a video game. They did an update to PlayStation 3. I think it's called, was it Assault on Dark Athena, or was it just called Dark Athena? I can't remember.
Yeah,
and so that
Athena, yeah.
And so that's sort of like, that was like a smaller, like kind of, what do they call that? Like expansion of Escape from Butcher Bay, but it was made on a newer engine, and then they threw Butcher Bay in there as well.
Yeah, because I think that's how I played it, because you could play it on a Mac.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shows like where he gets the shine job from, because I think in Butcher Bay it's like, it's always, they're like, but they have him like mining in the dark all the time, so he's like, it'd be more to his advantage to be able to sneak up on people in the dark and things like that.
Yeah.
And then because he has the shine job, he has to have these goggles whenever it's light out and stuff. So, which whenever they show like Riddick vision, it doesn't seem like to his advantage.
Yeah, that seems very kind of blurry and vague.
But that's the dilemma of like filmmaking, where it's like you have to like show the people, and then you have to have them say, I can't see anything, because, well, I can see you. Why can you not see anything else?
Yeah, I always described Riddick vision as dog vision. It's like, that's how a predator sees. Because you know how they say, like, dogs, they suspect they really don't see in colors.
Yeah.
And they don't really, they don't see things. Like cats and dogs, even if they were smart enough to read, they couldn't read because their eyes don't work like ours.
Yeah.
Because we do color, depth, and distance really well, whereas animals don't. So that's like why we see in color and they don't, is because we don't see at night. We have to have a light source to see. They don't.
Yeah.
But they're just seeing vague things, and they're also not overthinking what they're seeing. So Riddick has dog vision.
But in Pitch Black, it makes sense, because like that's the whole thing. Is like, oh, darkness is dangerous. So
and how lucky we are to have the universe's most violent conflict as artificial night vision on a planet where darkness is the enemy. But you don't notice that in that movie because it's just so cool. It's whatever. You don't need to think a lot. Just enjoy it. Yeah,
I mean, there's something about this series that's very like kind of John Carpenter, straightforward like B movie like settings and stuff like that, like westerns and stuff like that. We're just attaching sci-fi aesthetics to it.
Yeah, yeah,
And there's different ones here because like there's some parts of it where it's like, oh, this is like Star Wars things like clunked together to be operating, and then there's like the Necromongers is like elaborate and like artistic rather than performative.
yeah.
And then there's things in between where it's like, here's a sleek design and stuff like that, but it's like, where do these things come from? So, but then the whole world just seems evil. Like no matter where you go, somebody's being evil. So.
Yeah, yeah. The only like place that seemed nice in this universe was destroyed by the Necromongers when they invaded. It's like, and all the nice people died. Everyone who's a decent human being is killed, which is a theme of the movie. I mean, that is ultimately, that's why like Riddick makes sense, because he's as close to an animal as a person could get.
Yeah.
He is just guided by violence and fear and self-preservation. And so like, yeah, he fits into this world. He is the guy. So yeah, their overall thesis is like, you need evil to fight evil. Like, yeah, it does bear out, but it's when the character.
Then if you look at the Kyra character, it's like they were an innocent person essentially that then to survive became violent. So it's like basically like naiveness and innocence will lead to death. So
yeah, but not violent enough because she didn't like live.
Yeah.
It was like she, and is like, is he upset or is Riddick upset or disappointed? You don't quite know.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, Vin Diesel doesn't have the range of that kind of acting to really like pull that off. Like, oh, yeah, he's like, he actually cared about her and he's showing weakness. Or is he disappointed? It's like, yeah, you get the right actor. It's like, that's vague and ambiguous. but the problem is was not him as an actor. He is what he is. But they tried to evolve the character way too much in a movie that was so clunkily written that was never going to pay off. It's like, why are you even doing this?
And then there was also the anime Chronicles Riddick Dark Fury, which was it's like a half-hour Peter Chung animation, which that's the guy who did Eon Flux. It's just about it's them immediately after Pitch Black, and then they get picked up by a merc ship that's like obscenely designed and looks like like an art piece rather than a spaceship. And it's just full of mercs, and then like this lady has like she catches criminals but she doesn't turn them in for money. She puts them in like a kind of a stasis where they're like alive and aware but like can't move, and like basically has them being living statues.
Yeah.
And then Riddick's there. He's like, so you want to make me to be one of those? And like, no. And then she like puts him in like a fighting ring where like Jack and Iman are like hanging on a ball, and if things get moved around too much, they also like have a noose around their neck. And like she wants to watch Riddick fight aliens and kill them because to her that's art. There's also an interesting thing where they pull the ship in, and then like they read the heat signatures on the ship, and then all of a sudden you see Riddick light up like a torch, like a plasma torch or whatever, and you don't know what he's doing, and then all of a sudden like all the heat signatures on the ship go away, and then when they go to open, and he says hold your breath, and then when they go to open up the ship, it's like all like the fire retardant like stuff that's foam like sprays out of the ship, and then he uses that as like a cloud to hide himself so he can like go through 0G and kill these guys. So that's a really cool idea, but it's only half hour, because I remember seeing it had like really bad ratings to it, so I'm like, I guess it wasn't any good, and it is low budget, and it does have like really bad like CG in it, but the animation's fine because it's traditional animation, mixed with some 3D CGI. But yeah, I think it got low ratings because when it came out, it was like a DVD unto itself, like $15 or whatever, and it was only like a half hour episode. So that would be kind of at that time you would feel ripped off for having bought that. So even though it says the runtime right on it. But so yeah, this was like a full media blitz of the Chronicles of Riddick. So. Which that was a good game. The Escape from Butcher Bay was a good game, but I don't know if it was successful. This movie's neat, like, but not successful. And then that, the anime, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, um, so yeah, it came out. Yeah, it came out June 11th, 2004. So this was a summer movie. They had high hopes for this thing. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I had high hopes when I went and saw it. I paid money.
I think it made like 100 million domestically, but it's still like that's its budget, so that basically means you didn't make any money off of it. So
Yeah, because there was a lot of advertising around this.
yeah, yeah, there was a big push around this. So I'm not sure if the game budget like counts towards your advertising, but directed by David Toy, or Tori, how Nate says it. He's a director, but like probably more famous for being a screenwriter.
Yeah.
Like he wrote The Fugitive. He did write Pitch Black, but he wrote it with a couple other guys who were like the Wheat Brothers.
Yes.
Who did horror movies and mostly TV. And they must have been their script first, and then like David Torrey came in and like did some writing on it. They're credited as writers on here, but it's only for the characters that they created. So everything beyond this is pretty much just a David Torrey experience. Well, and Vin Diesel. So
yeah.
But yeah, like, he also wrote the Arrival series. He wrote Waterworld, Terminal Velocity.
My other favorite David Torrey film is Below.
Okay, yeah, you were talking about that last week.
Which, like, Darren Aronofsky wrote the script for that, and also David Torrey helped on it and whatever. It's like,
yeah,
it's a cool, like, yeah, it's imagine if David Torrey and Darren Aronofsky wrote a script or two movie that had like Bruce Greenwood and Zach Galifianakis in it. But it was cool, but it was very surreal, and they even had a character whose name was weird. I don't know if it was a nickname or it was actually his name, but it was a very very strange, dark, and beautiful looking movie about a damaged World War II submarine. Actually, I own that movie too. It's cool. It's very low key.
Yeah.
But it is a cool movie.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for it. I was like, "Huh, that looks neat." And then like, I don't think it ever like came to theaters, or at least not that.
I don't remember if it came to theaters. I watched it once on demand, and I'm like,
but definitely, I don't know. There's like that one submarine like U-571. It felt like they just maybe just like, hey, they're done using this set. let's make a cheap movie with it with some interesting ideas. So.
Yeah, it was a good idea.
So yeah, it was written by David Torrey. And cinematographer is Hugh Johnson, who worked with Ridley Scott a bunch.
Yeah.
He did. Let's see here.
Did White Squall.
Yeah, White Squall, which we've done here. G.I. Jane, Aragon, dragon movie.
Yeah.
He did second unit direction on Kingdom of Heaven, which that must have been a pretty big like thing to do. So.
That was probably like directing a movie. Yeah, it's on its own right.
I mean, usually like it starts like, what does a second unit director do? Like usually like when you see a movie and there's like a big sweeping shot of a city to like establish where they are, that's usually a second unit person doing that. That's usually not the director doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, if you listen to the 18th commentary track on JFK, where they just talk about the filmmaking, Oliver Stone, as it's happening, explains is like, I had one of the best second unit guys in the business making this movie. He actually made this movie because basically all the outside stuff that didn't involve the actors, he was doing this almost concurrently with me, actors, and it came to, this is why I hired this guy. This is amazing. And he would explain scene by scene. It's like, yeah, you see that upswept shot, and then you got Kevin Costner and the other guy walking and talking. He's like, well, he did the upsweep shot. I just did them walking and talking, and we paste it all together. And he goes, and that's why I hired this guy, because look how that just seems together. Yeah, you believe they're there. And he really does explain it well. But like I said, I think it's track number 18 on the JFK. I don't know how many there are, but there's a bunch. And they're all worth listening to.
My favorite, like maybe it's famous, I'm not sure, but my favorite second unit director thing is, or sometimes it's called assistant director, which sometimes that's a misnomer because usually like that makes it sound like that person's getting the director coffee. What does that mean?
Sometimes it is that, but on these big movies, it's more than that.
So do you remember? Was it Vanity? Is that the sin? You know, where, like the lady gets her nose cut off and she has like a bottle of pills and the phone like glued to her hand, and she could either kill herself or call 911. She killed herself.
Or she could call 911 and they could stop her from bleeding to death.
Yeah,
but she would be scarred for life. Yeah.
So like before they like enter that scene, there's like the shot of like of the sky, of the city skyline kind of, and then there's like a monolithic black building on the right hand side, and then a light turns on in the building, and then they cut to the inside of that scene.
Yeah,
pure accident. Second unit guy picked it up, a light turned on in that building just purely by accident, was not staged whatsoever, and cuts together perfectly into the movie.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah. And he admitted that?
Yes, that's on the director commentary 4/7. David Fincher brought that up. It's like, I didn't do this. Yeah. This is second unit directors and editors that found this, not me. So, which is funny because like David Fincher is a guy who has complete control over his movies, and this is just pure happenstance that they were able to put these things together, essentially. So.
Yeah, there was another one on the JFK where Kevin Costner and about the Mr. X, who was played by we just talked. He was in the last movie we were talked about.
Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland. We're talking, and he was saying like all these shots of Washington that are being interspersed while they're walking through the park. He's like, that was all my second unit guy. But you actually believe that they were there. And he was talking about, because JFK they were notorious for, they used a lot of mixed media to make that movie.
Yeah.
Because they're using a lot of film, some digital. So they were shooting some things dark, some things black and white. And he said, yeah, this really brings this scene together. Because I forget where they were filming it, but it wasn't in Washington where they were talking. But yeah, it was all stuff like that.
And then like, so anyways, it's a big job to do. And it's like, a director has to trust you to do that stuff because it's essential to the movie coming together. Now, a different person that's so Michael Bay, who like doesn't necessarily make good movies but makes good looking movies. He's a guy that usually shoots his own second unit stuff.
Okay.
So that's why he usually has very elaborate, large, sweeping shots in his movies because he's the one shooting it. But also, you know, that's also a thing because it's like, why do you have a second unit director? It's like, so the main director can go spend time with the actors and make the movie good. What's Michael Bay doing? Getting cool shots.
Yeah, he's making $500 million, not art. Okay, so that second unit guy I keep talking about is Robert Richardson.
Okay.
He is he's from Hyannis, Massachusetts. He's like 70 now. He has works exclusively with Oliver Stone. He did Casino with Scorsese.
Okay, makes sense.
Every Quentin Tarantino movie since Kill Bill.
Okay,
so,
all right, yeah.
This guy is
It's an important guy.
Nothing to do with the movie we're talking about, but we got to figure out because
sometimes we like to we bring up the cinematographer stuff on here, just kind of like. Because then when we do that, we end up finding like weird inroads to other movies.
Yeah. Other movies that look cool.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, this is why.
Yeah. And then we find other things because we could go further. It's like, who was the best boy on this thing?
Yeah. Who's the grip? What does that do?
Which I think the best boy is just like an electrician.
That could be.
And then a grip, I think, is literally just like a person who, like, because when you put a camera on some train tracks, or is that a dolly? Is that what you call a dolly?
That's a dolly. Yeah.
So you can't have a motor on that thing moving it around because it's going to make too much noise. So you just literally have a person pushing the camera on some little train tracks, and that's a grip.
Oh, okay.
I think they also assist with the electrical department because you gotta run these temporary electrical lines to like light up all these lights, to run the cameras, run all this other equipment. So and then you gotta take it all down by the end of the day. It's very important stuff. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. They basically do like the set work, the lighting, like you said, the dolly cameras. A lot of those are like old union terms.
Yeah.
Too. I forget who the union is. Is that Itawada that represents those guys? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
That's one of those. Unfortunately, yeah, this cinematographer died in 2015.
Yeah. Like one of the last things he did was doing second unit for Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah. He was an Irishman.
Yep.
From County Meath in Navan.
And he has the name of a porn star.
Yep.
Cass is Vin Diesel.
What's his name? Hugh Johnson. Say it again. Say it fast. Hugh
Johnson. Cass is Vin Diesel, Judi Dench, and Colm Feore, and like we'll see more is like Tandy Newton and
Keith David. Can't forget him.
Keith David.
One of the two last men standing in The Thing. And a bunch of other cool movies.
Yeah.
He's another one of these cool voiced actors that you know who he is. As soon as it's like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
And then what's the obvious one I'm forgetting here? It was kind of like his first big movie here. You know, he's in The Boys and all that stuff.
Oh, Carl Urban? Yeah.
Carl Urban. Yeah, this is kind of like his first big movie.
This is right after Lord of the Rings. I
oh,
think.
right. I forgot he's in that.
Yeah.
Is he like a human in that?
Yeah, I think he's Aramir.
Okay, I keep forgetting like what he was in that movie.
He was the one who like if I remember this right, he was the one at the end of the Fellowship. He's like, you got to give me the ring. We got to fight these things. He like betrayed them, and then he was like, no, I was wrong, and he fought to the death defending them against the Uruk-hai.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, but he ultimately like he scared the hobbits. Like, give me the ring, damn it, we're gonna win. And it's like, no, it all ends in evil. It's took him over a little bit. Yeah, that's where he became famous. I always think of him as he played Bones in the Star Trek, the
Abrams reboot.
Abrams first Star Trek, but his dearest to my heart was Dredd.
Right, yeah, that's where we last saw him.
Yeah. One of the best movies ever made. One of the happiest movies ever made.
And then he's been doing The Boys, and then he's gonna be Johnny Cage in the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Okay.
Which he's always kind of like a side character, but then one of the video games they did make him like the main antagonist, where he's kind of like this reluctant hero who has like some secret like lineage that gives him a power to fight evil, which I think that's what they're going for in the new movie, which that's a good way to go because that's a fun character.
Yeah.
And that Mortal Kombat movie they made like 5 years ago was like had so much promise, but it was so bad.
It was. I watched it and I was like, "Well, that's interesting."
Well, I watched they had a teaser where they showed the whole like Sub-Zero Scorpion stuff first.
Yeah.
And all of that seemed amazing. It's like, wow, this is gonna be like A tier Mortal Kombat, and then the rest of the movie happens. Where like they don't use like. They like don't even use characters from Mortal Kombat. It's like, no, we got our own thing. It's like, I don't think you're ready for this. So I guess we'll get into it. We got
also some other actors like Colm Feore is a really cool actor. He plays the Lord Marshal, the head of the Necromongers in this.
Yeah,
he was very good in Storm of the Century and Titus. He played Marcus Andronicus and Titus.
Okay.
Actually looks like I don't know. He has a look about him where it's like, yeah, I believe that guy is that character. And then, of course, Standy Newton, which people would know more from Westworld.
Yeah.
This is before Westworld. She plays
Dame Vaco.
Commander Vaco, Carl Urban's wife, I guess.
Yeah, they're like he's Vaco and she's Dame Vaco. Like
Okay.
That's what they're credited as on Internet Movie Database. I don't know if they have any other defining names. So,
Right, but let's get started.
so we have Act 1. We open on the Necro Head statues as they like fire a ball of energy into the sky.
Yes.
Which this is like a triple Janus mask or whatever. It's not a 2-headed mask; it's 3 heads. So
Yeah, it's basically you can't stab him in the back.
yeah, okay, yeah, okay. There's the
Lord Marshall. Yeah. Being stabbed in the back is a theme that comes up in this movie a lot. We see this more than once.
And then we like kind of pull back on another mask, and then it's like the guy turns to reveal it's a guy in the mask, which is just a good little bit. Good little cinematography bits here in this movie that's like, oh yeah, that thing. They never did that again. We get a voiceover. Yeah, but this is James Judy Dench is like, oh, was it? No, I forget her name. It's like she's the elemental Arion or something. Yeah, Arion.
Yes.
And she's talking about the necromongers are looking for the underverse. Like, again, no idea what that means.
She was in this movie because of her friendship with Vin Diesel.
Okay.
Judi Dench and Vin Diesel's friendship. That must be. Judy, you got to be in this fuck. I need you in this movie. I just. But yeah, her character was a.
We need a family feud where it's like Vin Diesel and Judi Dench versus Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart.
Yeah, it's a strange friendship, or at least one I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, her character was solely came out of Dungeons and Dragons, and that was completely
okay.
I guess like spirits of the air and the earth and fire are part of D&D or something.
Right. Okay.
I guess Vin Diesel's like super into D&D, so
yeah.
So they created a character, and he's like, I got this perfect chick. I can't do a good Vin Diesel. It's just talking. I can't even do it. Really I'm going to sound like a black voice or something. I don't want that. So,
yeah, we get Lord Marshall played by Colin Feore. He's been to the Underverse, which I don't know is like, is it a place you can go to? Is it theoretical? Is it like cutting a space and space and time, and then you get to touch it or whatever? I have no idea. He acquires
notes. I'm gonna only do a few of these.
Okay.
Underverse is it's a part of the universe where they have dark stars.
Okay.
It's newly created stars, and the necromongers. It's like that's the Holy Land.
Okay.
And you have to. There's a way to enter it, and one of the other Lord Marshals did, because you have to cross through the threshold. Now, you only find this out if you read the novelization, or go to the internet and do like a what is the lore of Riddick, and doesn't matter, because they all have the because you don't know is this like a place or is it death, and it's never it's never quite, you never know what.
Well, it makes it sound like he went there and he's back to bring everybody else, but it also makes it seem like they don't know where it is, so it's weird. But while he was there, he acquired some weird ghost powers where he can like throw his soul from his body and like do super like cool moves and stuff, like he's in a fighting game or something like that.
Yeah, he's it's kind of like bullet time, but for the necromongers. They can be in two places at once almost. But they always have to move forward eventually. That's what defeats him in the end, is he can't go back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was a choice. I didn't know he has to commit to it. So
it seemed, that's how I interpret it.
Okay.
Again, no hard fast rules here. It's like
he sets off a bomb which has like this weird like statue comes up out of this column that has like 2 screws in its head, which is like symbolic of like their like brainwashing process or whatever. So, which it goes in their neck, not their head, but whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of statues that are like being tortured here, and that's like the aesthetic to all their stuff. So yeah, it sets off a bomb and it basically just destroys the planet they're on for, I don't know, they just got to make sure everybody dies because they come to these planets, they kill a bunch of people, they recruit a bunch of people to fill their ranks, and then they destroy the planets and leave. So
Yeah, well, humanity in life is an unnatural infestation of the universe.
okay,
That's what the necromon. That's why they don't reproduce. They just they just convert people to necromongers.
okay,
Because all being converted to a necromonger means is the things they put in your neck. You don't feel pain anymore.
oh okay.
That's why it's a terrible army to fight. They're not exactly effective, or they just have numbers, but they also don't fear death and they don't feel pain.
Okay, that's what I point out. That one guy who just has like the knife in his back
Yeah,
for like half the movie. So
yeah, it's a weird, like, they don't, because people that believe, see, when you're fighting people, it's like, oh, we have, this better than I do. You have tactical considerations. We have supply lines. We have things to, how many casualties are they willing to take? When you're fighting people that are willing to fight to the death, I mean, we've experienced that in real life. People turn planes into cruise missiles
yeah,
and things like that. It's like, yeah, when you're fighting those kind of people, the rules just go out the window. It's like, oh, they're willing to die. Well, now we have a whole new table of calculations, which is going to mean overwhelming firepower is the only way to win, because these people they're not going to retreat. Just going to keep. That's why zombies and stuff are scary.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they don't. You have to destroy them. They're not going to stop.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one movie where it's basically like a comedy action movie called Novocaine, where this guy can't feel pain and they follow through on the consequences of that.
Yeah, it's what's that called? Chromosome 6 delete.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Feel pain, hunger, or thirst. And apparently it's more common in humans than they ever thought, because no one who had it up until 100 years ago lived to adulthood or very because they just wouldn't. No one's watching anyone. It's like,
yeah, we don't have sensors. You can't like this sense danger anymore. So
it's like everyone's complaining about this. I love drinking gasoline's cool. Or I haven't drank water in 7 days, and you just drop over dead. It's like, yeah, there's nothing keeping. But yeah, now the people that have it, they like know who they are when they're children, and they're like, you got to really watch. Can't get wounded or anything, because everyone's like, that would be a superpower. It's like, no, die pretty quickly. Yeah.
What is it? Oh yeah, so yeah, the special effects in the movie, like, it's kind of inconsistent, but maybe I just have higher standards now. But like, it's usually pretty good, and then sometimes it's like they're just doing the best with what was available to them at the time. But
It's what I call dark effects. Everything's dark, so it
Yeah.
hides.
Yeah.
Or it's ultra bright, like bright beyond bright. Either one will blot out like errors.
But but they also put money into sets here, which goes a long way too. So
Mhm.
they also just have interesting designs, which that also goes a long way. Where it's like, well, it doesn't look great, but at least it looks interesting. So
Yeah.
We get the voiceover. It says, "In normal times, evil would be fought by good, but in times like these, it should be fought by another kind of evil," which of course means Riddick. So
Yes. The call back to Pitch Black.
which, like, yeah, it's like the thing with Riddick is like he's not necessarily evil, but he's like always pursued. It's
Yeah.
like if just everybody left him alone, like none of this violence would happen. He's not like going out to try to kill somebody unless he has to. So, but for some reason, he always has to because he's a main character. So
Yeah.
Riddick is being chased around on a planet with like it's got like a fingerprint maze like structures that he's just like hopping across like the tops of it. So it's like this is a high degree of difficulty here. It's also got like it's also like snowing. He's got like a beard and stuff too. So
Yeah.
it's all-
Dreadlocks, a beard. Yeah, he's very different looking Riddick.
yeah. And then we got titles UV System Planet 6, which I don't know.
They have interesting names for the planets in their systems.
Yeah. So a ship chases after him. Like a net shot misses him twice, but then like strikes him on the third because like the nets have like spears on him, and he doesn't get netted, but like he gets hit by one of the spears, which that just makes him angry. um, so yeah, there's some bounty hunters looking for a payday to bring Riddick in, which I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too forward on it. Who's paying this bounty here? Is this the Arion put the bounty on him, or what's going
Yes.
on? Okay.
Well, her and the imam, the Keith David
Okay.
character.
All right.
Yeah.
Riddick leads them to a small cavern that they have to like kind of like slow down the ship. But this ship doesn't make well a lot of ship stuff, a lot of physics stuff doesn't make sense in this movie, but it's okay. It's weird. So when yeah, there's basically like if you have the magic science scale, like this is like folding the scale together into a circle. So it's like magic and science both exist in this world. So
Yeah, or because we don't have any, we know Earth and stuff is a thing from Pitch Black.
yeah,
Not in here, it's not referenced. So they could have, we don't know if this is like 50,000 years in the future, where it's almost like that Dune technology where it's so old, it's like it's more religion than science.
yeah,
Because it's like, yeah, we've done everything. We have high science, but we don't view it as like, uh, it's almost what Star Wars is. It's like, yeah, we've been traveling faster than light for 1,000 years. This is like,
yeah.
we haven't really, we make small incremental advances every so often, but we also go into dark ages of like Imperium rule and Jedi collapse. Where, so yeah, I see this in the same vein as like, they
Right,
have
yeah.
technology, it works. No one's really a genius in this universe. Like, so I'm guessing it's like far future.
Yeah, yeah. Well, in Pitch Black, everything's just more grounded. There isn't like there's like supernatural stuff, but it's all explainable. Here, it's just like beyond explanation. But it's also like, they, they introduced the idea of the subverse, so it's like anything can happen if the subverse exists. So.
Sorry, the Keith David character is an imam, which is a holy leader in Islam, and his
Yes.
name is Al Wahid.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I found out when I was looking it up. I was like, oh, the character's name's Imam. He's Muslim. What's a Muslim priest called? I was like, oh, Imam. Okay. Because they have the fun bit in Pitch Black. Because they're going to New Mecca, which is also Hyperion or whatever here.
Helion, yeah.
But in Pitch Black, when they crash the ship, they don't know where they are. So him and his sons like pray in different directions so they can like.
We got to cover this to the east thing. At least one of us is going to get it right, and God will understand. Like we tried.
Yeah, which was fun. So.
Yeah, because like Riddick's watching them, and then he's talking, I think, to Johns. He's like, "What's he doing?" He goes, "I don't know. He's just some holy man with a couple pilgrims. I have no idea." It's like, huh, okay. These guys are like in the worst possible conditions, trying to be like true to their faith. And Riddick's like, this is clearly a waste of time. I'm gonna die. There's no God.
Let's see here. Yeah, this is another weird thing. Like, there's gunners on the ship, but they're like held into harnesses, hanging off the ship to fire guns. It's like, it looks.
Let's expose our gunners to the environment.
Yeah.
And then fly into caves and tunnels. It's like, yeah, we want our gunners right out in the open. But see, that's the thing in this movie. You just learn that, like, oh, this is just all done for a cool factor.
Yeah.
It's like in real life, they'd be firing lasers from inside pods.
Yeah.
They'd be in the main body of the ship, and they would just gun you down.
Yeah.
But no, it's not fun if you. Well, they're supposed to capture them alive, but
yeah.
I'm sure they could find a better way to fight. And they don't use energy weapons in this universe unless they're
the necromancers do, but they have kind of like a gravity cannon thing.
Yeah, they're using like dark energy. The necromongers are very reminiscent of the technology in Raised by Wolves.
Yeah,
it's all very like dark energy technology, but there's also guns, and most people are like, I'm not messing with the weird dark energy stuff. God, because it produces radiation or whatever, but I don't know. So yeah.
Riddick is able to like cut the guys off the wing, presumably to their death. There's a lot like in the beginning of this movie where like it seems like this could be PG-13.
It was cut as PG-13.
Okay.
But I watched the unrated version, so I think one of those guys gets impaled.
Okay, right, okay.
I could be misremembering, but I think that's happened.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of things like, well, he just killed him, right? And then like, I think like 3 of them are comically alive as he like takes off and like leaves them for dead. So
Yeah. Well, this is a more gentler Riddick in this movie. He's
for a while, yeah.
for a while, unless he's fighting the necromongers and he's like decapitating people with weird knives.
Yeah. So Riddick gets info off out of Tombs as he basically gets rid of all the guys in the ship, and then he meets Tombs, who like I believe. Well, I'm not sure if he's in Escape from Butcher Bay, but he is in Dark Fury, which there he just kind of pops up as the lady like pulls out all of her mercenaries out of hibernation, and then all he does is basically not get killed, and then goes like, "I'm coming for you, Riddick." But that's still like in that. But that's also immediately following Pitch Black, so it's like Jack's still a child and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird, I guess. It's like, oh man, Toombs has been chasing this guy for like 10 years.
Toombs is almost like comic relief character in this movie.
Yeah.
And he's pretty well played by the guy. They're just like, yeah, go over the top.
Yeah.
Be the baddest bad guy that's always one step behind constantly.
Yeah.
And act like he charge every time.
Well, like, and almost dies a bunch of times, but then like gets ahead for a moment, but then falls behind again. Because like how they leave him, we're like, well, surely he's going to be dead, but like it would be a great. Well, I'm not sure. Does he come back in Riddick? But that would have been great if he does. I can't remember. So
I don't actually remember.
I absolutely do not remember the plot of Riddick whatsoever, other than like more mercenaries come after him, and then like Dave Bautista's in it with like a floating motorcycle.
And the lady from Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
Is in what's her name? She played in The Mandalorian. She was one of the main characters. Why can't I think of her name? She played Starbuck.
Galactica.
Yeah.
Starbuck. Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah, Katie Sackhoff. Who her and Carl Urban were a thing at one time.
Oh, okay.
Not anymore, but they were. It's interesting. But yeah, so yeah, she was in it, and he is not credited as being in that. He was supposed to be killed in this movie, but David Torrey he's like, I like this character. Let's leave him ambiguous whether he dies or not. So yeah, that's what they did.
So he learns. So Riddick learns the planet that basically put a bounty on him, and so he takes a ship and leaves. Then Riddick's on the ship, and he has some sort of blood transfusion, which I'm guessing this is like their cryo sleep.
Yeah, because it shows it's going to take him. The countdown is like 24 days to Helion Prime.
Okay, all right.
But it seems to like pass in a semi-dream state.
Yeah. It's kind of blinks and he misses it. So.
Yeah.
But it looks like it completely replaces his blood because it goes from like red to the blue stuff, and then there's never a transfer back over. So I really don't know. It just gets out of your blood, I guess. I don't know. So, but also it's like, I'm not even sure if like the Furion concept was brought up in Pitch Black, but here it's a thing where it's like it's a race of people that are like were basically like killed because they were too dangerous like or whatever for either like genetic abilities or just like a they pretty much just assume it like just assess it as like genetic abilities to resist people or something like that. So
yeah, because they're like there's like the Furians, the Necromongers, the Elementals, and then there's like baseline humans.
Yeah.
But it's never explained like why do they exist? Where do they come from? Are they related? The Necromongers are because those are just humans that are converted by some kind of awful.
There's a speech that the Purifier gives talking about how in the subverse there's only one human.
Okay.
And then that humanity in this universe is multitudes and separated, and then that's wrong. so, so I don't know. That's the most we get. So,
But Pitch Black, it is not. There's nothing. He is a convict in Pitch Black.
yeah.
So all this lore comes from Chronicles of Riddick.
And this is like an amazing like sequel.
Oh
Like, to like, hey, how's this? And like that Mad Max kind of way where it's like, here's the first movie, here's the second movie. It's like, wow, wouldn't expect that. So.
No, yeah. Well, that was what they wanted. According to the interview, like, I forget, Universal came to him and said, yeah, we want to do a sequel to Pitch Black, but they were talking like the same money.
Yeah.
And kind of just a little expanded idea. And David Torrey's like, what if I gave you a trilogy's worth of stuff?
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger. It's like we can expand this universe because we really kind of only vaguely fleshed out this universe. What if we really, and a lot of people got on board just because of the enthusiasm of these two guys. It's like, yeah, these guys are onto something.
I mean, I guess that makes sense because like the Lord of the Rings franchise would have been wrapping up at this point, was a huge success.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, you just sell people on that. So.
Oh no, like if you like just like saw dailies from this and stuff, you'd be like, this is gonna be cool. The script, you'd be like, can we do another pass? I know you're like one of the best writers, but can we maybe do a more comprehensive pass on lore building?
I don't know, like David Torrey isn't always a complete writer. Like sometimes he always has a cool idea. He doesn't always have a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I like what he does, though.
I don't know. It's like he doesn't get away with the trick that Quentin Tarantino does, which Quentin Tarantino is like very segmented, where it's like, here's the coolest scene you can put in a fucking movie, followed by another one of the coolest scenes put in a fucking movie. And then he cuts it up together where like they don't necessarily have to blend into each other. And so he just has a movie of collections of cool scenes.
Right.
Which like if you kind of look at it that way, it's like, well, you're cheating. You're not making a movie. But he gets away with it.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times that's a trouble I have like with writing stuff. Is like I can come up with a cool scene, but how is this going to weave into the total narrative? And then Quentin Tarantino's like, what if we just had a movie full of cool scenes?
Yeah.
But he gets away with it. So I can't just write a movie full of cool scenes because I'm not as good as Quentin Tarantino. So, because you see what happens when people try to be Quentin Tarantino, and it's usually annoying.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
So next moment you just kind of like a flash, and it's like he's already at what is the planet? Yeah, Helion Prime.
Yeah,
and like he's like getting pulled over by the cops. This kind of has like this whole planet's very like Star Wars, like Episode 1. This just looks like Naboo essentially.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a planet of sun. And they're actually, you find out later, they absorb the sun and they redirect the energy to the other planets in the Helion system.
Oh, okay.
That's why everything is so bright on Helion. It's a crazy cool looking, because it's like, what if we took a medieval European city and a medieval Middle Eastern city and combined them?
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, that's the element and the look. That's why the guys, like the security forces and the soldiers, they wear stuff like that. Looks like armor.
Yes.
And modern equipment at the same time.
Yeah.
It was really good. I mean, the set design and the costumes in this movie were amazing. I mean, they did a lot.
Riddick's able to get away from them, and then he gets away. And he like flies low on the planet, which I'm guessing to avoid radar, but it's like, whatever. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know if that matters. We cut to, we see Iman, Keith David, was it Al Wadid? Is that his name, or what is it?
Let me look. Imam Al Walid.
Walid, okay. I'm just calling him Iman because that's what everybody calls him.
Yeah,
So it's, and he's a fellow survivor from Pitch Black, so we're working that into this movie. Riddick shaves his head and then like intimidates him on, it's like, which is funny because it's like you'd kind of assume like, hey, we went to this thing together, we're friends, aren't we? And Riddick's like, I'm gonna kill you until you tell me what's going on here. So, and then he says, who do I have to kill to get this payday off my head? Because really, it's just like Riddick wants to be left alone, but for whatever reason, people can't leave him alone. So
Yeah.
There's a comet that's seen from space, which is basically just the necromongers and how they're gathered together. It like kind of gives off the look of a comet, which is very cool looking. Yeah, because all like the spacecraft of the like necromongers, it's like they're gathering in dark energy and like exhausting it at the same time. It's very weird and looking. It's a lot of dispersal effects, so it's neat looking and weird. So
Yeah.
So yeah, they say the comet precedes the necromongers, and he's also talks about like systems dying. So basically, like, yeah, these they're going around just killing entire planets worth of, or entire systems worth of people. So
Yeah.
to what end? But this is a technological universe, so it's like basically, it would be like, hey, Europe, just stop talking to us. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, there seems to be a cool again, this is when he mixed the elements of fantasy. It's like people where the interstellar travel is commonplace. They like point to the sky. It's like, it's an omen. It's like, well, wouldn't you have like radar scans, lights that would tell you, no, it's like a cluster of ships. They're using this kind of propulsion and this kind of technology. But no, that's what's one of the things about the movie that's like, it doesn't make sense, but it's also coolly imaginable. It's like people see omens in the sky and they're like, Mom, pray for us. What's going on? It's like, you've achieved interstellar flight, harvesting the sun and beaming it to other planets in the system. You have very high level technology, but yet you're still like paranoid about stuff in the sky. Yeah, it's like, that's good.
You have the science.
Seeds doom.
You have science, but you'd rather use your imagination.
Yeah, because it's funner. You don't have to work as hard. Science is hard. Imagination is fun.
Yeah, you have to prove science. You don't have to prove anything about imagination. If it's real to you, it's real. So. I forget.
But that's again in this movie, but it's like that is one of the tent poles. It's like it is a place of imagination. If you look too deeply into the tech, the motivations of people, the economic system, it all falls apart.
Yeah.
It looks so cool, and the action is engrossing, and it's like, what's going to happen next? And the actors do a great job with some really clunky dialogue. Sometimes it's like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I think I brought this up before, but the Revenger series is really good at like tech exists in the world, but it's so far in the future that it seems like magic to people and they don't even know how like it works or anything like that. They just know it's powerful.
Yeah, like cloak technology. It's like ghosty stuff and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really weird. They call like black holes or just swallowers. It's like, yeah, but we can like do things with them and get things from them. But yeah, they swallow everything. They're swallowers. They only have the most simple language available to them to describe things.
Yeah. I forget, Riddick's talking about like the universe being in trouble and stuff like that, and he just like had to end sometime.
Yeah.
Which I guess yeah, he's got a great voice, so I guess you can give him any line and it'll be good. I mean, they're not really. I mean, they do give him one-liners and stuff here, but they're not. I guess they're not too egregious, or at least I'm not thinking of them right now. I'm not sure. So.
Yeah, there's just kind of like everything's a Riddickism.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of stuff are going to happen. People are going to freak out, and then he'll be like, "You afraid of the dark?" It's just so crazy like that all the time.
Or there's always the Riddick promise where he sees a guy, he like punches him in the face while he's like bound or something like that, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you last or something like that, and then you just wait until to see how that happens. So.
Riddick has like impressive timekeeping abilities, and His situational awareness is insane.
Yes.
Like, yeah, knife got kicked up in the air, and he's like, okay, it'll drop at this rate at this time. So I'm going to turn around and do like a wheel kick on this guy, the throat, then grab the knife and thrust it immediately into an enemy who is attacking me from behind. It's like, well, that's choreographed, but man, it looks
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, you don't know, like, is that training or is that like the power of fury, Furians or something like that? You have no idea. So I presume it's just training and experience, but
I think it's more the power of Furians because there's also people like filling the air with gunfire, and he's always evading that too.
yeah.
Because most people would see a guy doing like stuff like that. Well, he's obviously a trained fighter and almost supernatural, but I have a gun. So I'm just going to aim at like center mass and just start pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
And in real life, it's like 90% chance I'm going to win. But
Well, also, like, Riddick, like, rarely uses guns,
mhm.
and he's using knives, usually to be silent, but also there seems to be a performative thing of that, like, if he fights people with knives and, like, puts on a show, then, like, the people of power won't just immediately kill him. They'll just, like, take him hostage.
Yeah.
Which happens constantly with Riddick.
Yeah. Capturing him is the worst thing you can do. We're going to put him in chains and under guard. It's like, just shoot him now. He's going to get away. He's going to do some kind of weird sideways maneuver on you. Yeah. But it's like he's more valuable alive. Why is that? It costs money to retain people alive. He's a violent killer. It's like he doesn't have the secret of the king's gold.
Yeah.
Just kill it. But no one was going to do that. They need him alive to torment him. It's like, big mistake. Don't. I know you have an ego and you think, I'm going to be the one that's going to mouth off to Riddick. It hasn't worked so far.
But I mean, it does keep like Riddick kind of grounded because he isn't just like miraculously killing bunches of people. He gets captured a lot.
Like, yeah,
So.
Yeah, when 50 guys with guns show up, typically, and if it's not darkness, it's like, yeah, they're gonna catch him eventually.
Yeah. So a group of guys show up and Riddick holds a knife to Arion as she like wisps in. So,
yeah.
Which I didn't think like, is that her superpower? But it seems to be like that's just how she moves. Like she's constantly in and out of flux when she's moving.
Yeah, it doesn't seem she's not really concerned with threats to her physical safety.
Yeah,
because it's like, well, I'll just phase out and phase back in. Like, yeah, swing the knife.
But it also seems to be like kind of an opposite of whatever's going on with Lord Marshall, where he's attached to his body when he's doing this phasing stuff, whereas she isn't. But she also seems to be in the middle of phasing all times. So, and then she, I don't know, it must take an effort to be in corporeal form all the time. I'm not sure. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what's.
It doesn't pay off at all. It just looks neat, I guess. So.
Plane just looks cool.
Yeah.
She's just a Yoda for them to explain everything. And
I mean, she's doing a great job for like what is a character who's like almost completely separated from the movie.
Oh no, the whole time she's the best actor in this movie, but she also manages to convey a like this look of like, what am I doing here?
Yes.
That happens at the same time. She's like, what am I? Well, okay, cool. What
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, it's clear like we cut to her for basically like exposition purposes, not because her character is having a moment or something like that.
Yeah, she seems ethereal and otherworldly because she's like, oh, here's this like Shakespearean trained actress, one of the greatest living actors in the UK, and has been literally on film and stage since the '60s, and it's like, I'm here to talk about Riddick. Like, that's interesting.
She explains that Furians were the only race that necromongers feared. So,
right.
That's which isn't. I mean, it. So yeah. She put the bounty on him to get him here, so she could basically hire him or convince him to fight the necromongers.
Yeah.
One man, why don't you fight an entire army, a galactic army? So.
Yeah. It's like, no, start putting guns in everyone's hands because you're fighting the ultimate suicide troops. It's like, well, if I die, I go to the underverse or whatever nonsense. It's, you know.
Well, what's hilarious, what we'll get to later on, is like you have the Necronongers take over this planet with basically like as much as a resistance as they can muster, and it's basically meaningless. And then like when Riddick gets away, the mercs come in and just shoot down one of their ships and leave like nothing happens. It's like these guys are defeatable, man.
Well, I was hoping for a really sarcastic conversation between Riddick and the Imam, where Riddick's like, "Hey, holy man, in your religion, you know about death troops, right?" No, we do not talk about this, Riddick. I wanted to hear that conversation. It's
Riddick, I am a man of peace. What do you think of me?
Why don't you tell these guys they're going to the Virgin Land or whatever? Wrap some dynamite around them. We could solve this problem.
Fight suicide with suicide, you moron.
But it's like Riddick just becomes this violently, anti-Muslim all of a sudden. Death troops, you know about that, don't you?
So yeah, cops showing up, banging on the doors, looking for a spy, which I don't know if that means Arion, Riddick, or Iman. I don't know.
Well, they're looking for the outsider, which they think is related to the comet.
Okay.
And so it's Riddick, yeah, because it's like, well, this guy seems intimidating. He must be part of this. This knife dude with the eye patches must be bad, right? He looks bad.
Iman uses some last bit of like honor against Riddick, talking about Jack, who is the child from Pitch Black.
Yeah.
So cops come in, Riddick puts some candles out and like makes the whole place dark, which is a very cool looking scene.
Yeah, he puts them out with his hands like
yes.
a ass would, with his back to the enemy.
Yes.
The enemy. It's like, are you afraid of the dark? Okay, here we go.
There's another very like, oh man, that's cool.
Become the gang that couldn't shoot straight. It's like, holding the gun at waist level, he's as high as a man.
Yeah.
So get the ceiling, shooting.
Yeah. And again, here they don't do a great job of like explaining exactly how dark it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's like, and they also do the thing where they're kind of like lighting. They're doing like, oh, who did it first? I think it was Equilibrium. They kind of like the gunfire lights up the scene.
Oh yeah, that is a cool effect.
And they do show Riddick is basically kind of like walking on the ceiling, killing all these guys. So he is gaining multiple advantage. He can see them, and he's attacking from a place they're not expecting. So, and basically making them shoot themselves as well. So,
yeah, nothing like the circular ambush. That always works. Or they call it circular firing squad. Yeah.
It works if you're aiming down on your enemy.
Yeah. Well, if you're attacking from the high ground, like all the bad stuff becomes the good stuff. That makes sense.
And then like there's like one last guy who's like holding a knife to Iman, and then like Riddick just stares him down, and the guy just leaves, which is fun.
Yeah, which I would do too. It's like, last guy here, I'm holding a knife on a priest. Time to go. I'm not. The rules of movies are not going to let me win this one.
Then Iman talks of like leaving Jack and being on a fire planet. And then like Iman's daughter says like, "Are you going to stop the new monsters now?" So, the claw that Iman has, is that a claw from one of the monsters in Pitch Black, or is that just like a claw he has?
I think it's from one of the monsters, I believe. Because remember, the two kids with him get killed in that movie.
Yes.
So he's like traumatized by that in a way.
I mean, they were his sons, weren't they?
No, I thought they were just pilgrims.
Oh, okay.
With him. Could be wrong.
I thought it was his sons. Would that make the extra like harsh about that movie?
That would be really.
I remember I was like almost mad at that movie because that was like when that came out. I was really big into Farscape, and they had Claudia Black in that movie, and she just like unceremoniously dies. She's like the pilot who gets like the bird monsters like rip her in half and carry her away screaming.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that sucked.
I want it far from her. Yeah.
She's a badass in Farscape. Why are you killing her? I think they shot that in Australia, so I think they like saved a bunch on budget shooting that there. So I think that's why they hired her. She's just there, and she's a no quantity. So, but she wasn't a star actor, so she has to die horribly. So, Um, we see the Necromonger ships are the comet, and they invade the planet. The dagger ship just lands and sends a blast cloud through the city and just like knocks out the power, which just looks cool. Well, it looks cool and bad at the same time. Like some of this looks like, oh man, it's really neat, and then some of it looks low quality, and like there's like a big blast looks good, but then the clouds kind of look bad. It's just the tech wasn't there yet, but they're doing the best with what they have. So
Yeah, it's kind of like we're doing some cool special effects. We have some very cool matte paintings, but sometimes they don't look good together.
yes,
And it's like, well, yeah, I don't know what the technology was then, but yeah.
You'd be really. I mean, this movie is 21 years old, so you'd be surprised at the technology they didn't have back then.
Yeah.
Because I mean, because what, like 94 or 93 was like Jurassic Park. And
Yeah.
it's like, but they're using all the tricks to make that work, and having the best people doing the high quality work with time on their hands. This probably might be where you're starting to like, give effects crews like minimal time, but like we want more stuff and because there's a lot of effect shots in this movie. So, the planet sends its air force to fight back. Amon and his family seek shelter. The Necromongers land and send out a bunch of soldiers. Riddick watches all the fighters take off. Oh yeah, he watches like you see like little glowing bulbs on like a dagger ship, which is like a monolith in the sky, like it's basically sticking out of space or whatever. It's not, but it's really tall. And then you see like all the fighters come off of it, and it's like, oh, they have no chance. So, there seems to be an endless amount of fighters here and soldiers. Then we cut to like the troops are like gravity dropped in, which I don't know if this like the dark tech here where they kind of just drop them off and they kind of slow. This looks very the new Dune.
Yes.
Like with the Sarkor, was that the Sarkor or whatever, or the Sarkor? Sardaukar, yeah. They kind of have something similar here. Amana and the family are amidst the forces fighting, and Riddick takes them aside. One soldier like releases an energy ball, which is very weird here, because he like is going to kill himself, but he's also just like calmly surrounded by necromongers waiting for it to blow up. And then it seems like it kills all these guys, but all the necromongers are standing at a perfect distance to not die from the explosion.
Yeah, they know like the perfect circular radius of this weapon.
Yeah.
They're just going to stand like right outside it. That shows like an indifference to death that is very frightening. And also like how, I mean, like I said, I don't know how they're trained. I don't know, what they're doing.
Yeah. But, and we get a guy with a weird purple mask. I forget what they call them, like watchers. Lensers, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like one of the weirdest designs of the movie, because these guys seem like inhuman. They got this weird mask on, and then there's like guys behind them with like a little video controller, like looking at what they can see. It's like, this seems like too many steps to why this exists.
Well, this is kind of like it. Yeah, the Lensers are gross because they almost act like zombies, and they're very Dune, again, more Dune stuff.
Yeah.
It's like organic tech, which is the necromongers specialize in, like everything's like organically based technology. But apparently these guys can see through walls, can detect things in all kinds of dimensions. We're not sure how, but they do it. But yeah, the Lensers are just finding people to kill.
Yeah. But there's still like a guy with a controller behind him who has to like interpret things.
Yeah.
The Lensers do kind of like make a noise when they like, hey, danger, but there's still like a guy that has to interpret it. So
yeah.
Which just seems like hilarious. I mean, it is disconcerting because it's like, what is this thing?
Like, yeah, it shows how creepy the necromongers place so little value on life. Like, they don't have like the scanner that they do in Aliens, where it's like, hurt a human.
Yeah,
and kind of multi-dimensional tracking.
Yeah, this isn't a person; it's a tool.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like that's like, the necromongers are like they're taking out. They have to. I don't. Yeah, they only take the willing, I'm guessing, to turn them into necromongers, and everybody else gets killed.
Yeah.
And I guess the weakest among them becomes like these things. I guess I'm assuming. So
Yeah, it could be like this is what happens to the guys that aren't like fit for like frontline stuff. It's
yeah,
like oh, we'll just make because they have other weird orgo tech like the mind probers,
yeah,
which just seem like women having orgasms, which is kind of cool and weird
yeah,
because no one's reacting to this, but it's like this is strange.
yeah. This isn't unusual.
Yeah. And then they do the same thing for faster than FTL communication. It's like, oh yeah, the orgy people. Bowls vibrate with their voice, and yeah, this is like necrotech. It's cool and also off-putting at the same time, which is like these people are gross. I only want their statues, not their culture.
Yeah. But yeah, the Lensers here are just spotting like soldiers that are wounded and making sure they get killed. So, um, we see a soldier with a knife in its back, and then like he's not worried about it. But this is like good like. This is clearly like they just got a stunt man. It's like we put a knife in his back. That's a character.
Yeah. Doesn't have to talk or anything. That knife in his back says everything you need to know.
It's good filmmaking right there. Amon leads the necromongers away from his family, and then Riddick kills the weird mask guy as it starts to spot his Iman's family. And then Amon tries to fight the necromonger with the knife and then just dies unceremoniously. I don't think we see him get killed. We just see the aftermath.
Yeah, he's basically.
Did we see his body, or we just see blood in the necklace?
Yeah, I think it's just the necklace. Like it's implied that he's killed, but he essentially knows he's not going to win.
Yeah.
But he wants his family to run away, so it still shows like, yeah, this was always a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's willing to sacrifice himself to save people, which Riddick always has to be convinced of that. He was never going to do that himself. So, yeah, if it wasn't for shame, Riddick would never be a hero. Which is like interesting, like you say, like once Riddick, like because Riddick can have like almost like a sixth sense for whether people are good or bad, which he's also a bad person, but he lets bad things happen to bad people.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure the level what it takes to do that, but he can sense it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna let that person violently die, and then if he senses there's some like, this is a good person, I guess I better step in. So, because like Riddick is evil, but he just wants to kill other evil. He doesn't want to kill innocent. That's his line. So,
yeah, he's not even willing to. He's not even. He doesn't really even turn his head when like good people are being killed. It's only like people that. But he also finds flaws in people, and it's like because like remember at the end of Pitch Black, the other pilot that was willing to cut the people loose to not crash on the planet, but she doesn't do it. But he was like, yeah, you almost did it. You were going to do it, but then it didn't work out that way. And it's like, so then she gets killed because it's like he knew.
Riddick finds a body.
Kind of like the Batman thing at the end of Batman Begins with Ra's al Ghul, where Batman's like, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Riddick finds the body and takes the claw necklace from the ground. So that being the end of Act 1, which, if I'm guessing right, that's a pretty long Act 1. So.
Yeah, this was a long movie, too.
I mean, it's only 2 hours, but
mine was like, 2:20.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely then, okay. Act 2, it's a morning. Lord Marshal walks among his victorious troops, which he says, let's go replenish the ranks. We get Dame Vaco, played by Tandy Newton, and then Just Vaco, that's Carl Urban's character. So I don't know if that's the first.
Vaco.
Lord Vaco? Okay.
Yeah, that comes later.
I'm assuming that's a last name. I don't know. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you look into Necromonger lore, after the third Lord Marshal, they stopped giving birth to children.
Okay.
creating more life, which was a problem. And they just went to recruitment and conversion.
Yeah.
So
Which they're married here, but like to what extent it's weird. So
yeah, I mean they don't have children
no.
because anyone who's not, she calls anyone who's not a necromonger a breeder,
Yes.
which is weird because I've heard that term around here. My wife were called that once by some ladies, like, you're breeders. It's like, what does that mean? It's like, you have children, don't you? It's like, we have a child. Yes. Well, it's like, well, yeah, that's the point of, well, I chose not to do that. It's like, cool. Okay. Good for you. Why you talking? The weird lady, get away. This is not a conversation I'm having.
I too think there's too many people, but that's a weird extent of that. So.
Yeah. But I'm responsible for the one I created.
Yeah.
And I'm not expecting a medal for it, but I am him. So, yes and no. I see what you're saying, but it's weird for you to say it to me. It's not like I have 15 kids that I'm not paying attention to or something.
The planet is pretty much taken over. A speaker, this is the purifier. Talks about the human race being divided and how that is a mistake that they're trying to like fix, I guess. Which makes him seem very like, oh, is this like these Nazis? And it's like, yeah, kind of, but whatever.
Yeah, sort of. Death Nazis. Death worshipping Nazis or something. Underverse Nazis.
But they also have like a diverse group of people in their ranks, but again, I don't know what the Necromongo conversion does. Is it doing something on a genetic level? Is it just like,
it's basically like they replace pain with other pain.
Okay.
It's essentially they eliminate pain, but like the pain is mental after that. I'm guessing. Again,
okay.
we can throw shit at a dartboard.
Yeah.
Close to being right with this.
A guy rallies against the Lord Marshal, and then like he just takes that dude's soul and throws it out of his body and kills him, and so like that freaks everybody out. Because it's like, oh, I guess a soul does exist, It's like, what does that mean? And you don't know. But
everyone on this planet is religious.
Yeah.
But it is said it is a multicultural planet.
Yeah.
Like, because the one guy, that guy who that happens to is like, we're people of many different faiths and beliefs. We'll never convert to this until he like dies horribly.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. But it's like, why would evil have a power over a soul that with a guy who was good? He was just standing. You can kill him for sure, but you can like torture his soul. It's like, well, that seems like extra power. Where does that put you? Like, because if you stand up to Satan, it's like, well, he can kill you, but he doesn't get your soul because you said no to Satan.
Yeah.
But it's like in this, it's like, oh, if you say no to Satan, then he gets your soul anyway. It's like, well, that sucks. How does this work? But maybe that's why the necromongers are undefeated, because even spiritually they you. It's like, oh no, this is terrible.
But yeah, after this, the crowd starts bowing to Lord Marshal, but Riddick is also in the crowd and he doesn't bow. Then he asks for a fight with the guy, with the big guy that has a knife in his back. Like that's all he's here to do is get revenge for him on, essentially.
Yes, and this is where we establish in our faith, you keep what you kill. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so they basically allow, it was this trial by combat. They allow this to happen here. So it's like, yep, 1-on-1, here you go.
Yeah.
He takes the knife out of the guy's back and then stabs him in the front with it and then kills him.
Yeah, because Riddick's using like a knife in his back. He's using fast maneuvers. This guy's swinging around essentially a couple curved maces.
Yeah.
And he's fighting very slow. It's like, wow, why would he? No wonder he has a knife in his back. He's swinging giant heavy maces around. It's impressive because he's doing one in each hand, but it's like, yeah, he can't even, he doesn't have a chance.
And that's the thing with Rick, even though like Vin Diesel is like a big guy, he's smaller than this guy, but like that's the thing about Riddick is he's strong and fast. So it's like
I think Vin Diesel's like 5'8" or so. Like he's not a giant.
Yeah.
He just looks cool because he's all up and he's bald. He has that crazy voice.
Lord, Lord Marshal stops Riddick from leaving, and then here he says, like, in our faith, you keep what you kill, and he leaves the knife with Riddick that he killed the guy with. And then
And
I
these
think
knives are really weird because they're like skeletonized knives where the edges are all jagged and they
it's
like
like
have holes.
squared serrations and stuff like
Yeah,
that, and like,
it doesn't look like it would actually work. It's more for it's style over substance.
yeah. I mean, it makes some stuff stand out, but Riddick does have like 400 knives in this movie, and on the poster he's got the curved ones, but it's not even like really the most famous ones in this movie. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah. The knives are very artful and cool, but nothing in my mind beats the best knife, which is a trench knife with a dagger blade. It's like, yeah, if you had to fight, it's like I got to fight with a knife. It's like, well, I'm using that one because it's brass knuckles, it's double edged, and it's completely illegal. The reason is because it works.
um, yeah, I think something you're like, Lord Marshall says like convert the breeder or something like that, and then Dame Vaco like steps in and says like, hey, let's hey, instead of just like dragging him to get mind wiped, why don't we just take him on a tour?
Yeah,
And so then she goes with him.
they're all impressed with him
Yeah,
because remember he hands him the knife, and Lord Marshall's like, "You keep what you kill," and he does this cool like knife flipping trick. And
yeah,
what do you think of this knife? It's like it's 2 ounces heavy on the back. Like,
yeah,
oh, this guy knows weapons. It's like
yeah.
crazy. And he's willing to fight and kill one of us in a room full of us, where he really could be just gunned down in a second. Like he doesn't care. He's not afraid. He just watched me rip a man's soul out, and he was like, "I just want to kill that guy." You know, plus they're interested in him.
Yeah, this is where Dame Vaco talks about the last 6 Lord Marshals have called this home. This is like their like main spaceship, which is more like a building and flying through space.
Called. It has a weird name, like the. Hold on, keep talking.
The Necrocalypse. um, we see there's like lines of people being suspended by spikes in their necks, and like these are the people being converted, and it's kind of just an endless line of people. So it's disconcerting. Um, and yeah, I think she says the more you resist, the greater the damage will be. So
It's called the Basilica. It's very,
okay.
very like Catholic Church type terms because it is a empire based on a weird religion. So yeah, that makes sense.
Well, and there's the weird like switchblade like forms into a face thing as it rotates around, stuff like that. You know, it's
It's called the seat of the necropolis.
okay.
Necropolis is a city of the dead. So.
Yeah. There's whispers saying like you brought us a new one. So these are the what are these ladies? You remember what they're called?
They're called like the near dead.
Okay.
But they're essentially like a mind scanning tool.
Yeah.
And when they go into the mine, they sit there and writhe and moan like they're having sex because they're so excited about like invading someone's mind. And Riddick has no resistance; he cannot fight this off in any way. They immediately like bore into his mind. So,
yeah, I think the purifier like turns on the grav thing here that just like sucks him to the ground.
yeah.
And then there's like ghost tricks going on, and there's a reading his mind. We have the memory of Jack, that's just footage from Pitch Black. And then Lord Marshall perks up about the mention of Furians, and then the ladies here just start saying kill the Riddick, and then the grab machine gets turned off, and I guess so the soldiers can come in and try to kill him, and then he fights his way out of it, and then yeah, we get like the gravity field guns that just like throw people around. So
yeah. Those are one-shot guns. Not only they kill you, but they defy the laws of gravity. Here.
And this is where Riddick runs off, and a ship chases after him, and then just Toombs just shows up with his crew, and they just blow up one of these necromonger ships like nothing happens. Like, yeah, they're not so hard.
Those drop ships are called sarcophagus class troop. They're really going for it.
And then so the mercs capture Riddick and then head off. So yeah, they're in space. The mercs are trying to think of a place to bring Riddick, or they talk about like a triple max prison on crematoria.
Yes.
Then we cut to Vako's out looking for traces of Riddick, which they just see like basically like trail marks of the ship taking off, the Merc ship taking off or something.
Yeah, it's something about whatever they're using for translight speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lenser can see because Vako has to. It's kind of like Predator vision. It's he's scrolling through all the different modes that it can see in, and then it
Yeah.
can see the warp trail, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Let me cut to Lord Mako. Or Lord Marshall is planning to take out the rest of the system, so they're planning that. Which he makes something like, let's go to the last planet for, and none of this matters. Like, we don't even follow through on whatever's going on here. It's just
Yeah,
showing
this
up.
is about finishing up, rounding up the Helion system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing that like they're going to blow up all the planets at the same time before they leave. Is that what gives this planet some time before it's like imminent demise or whatever?
Yeah.
Um.
Well, because they say they're going to lose 20,000 troops,
Oh, okay.
so they have to replenish the at least that amount.
Vako walks towards Lord Marshall, which it looks like he has the intent to kill him. And then Lord Marshall has like the weird ghost thing is like looking out the back of his head, and they kind of like spooked by him a bit.
Well, because he's at one time because this is what's cool about the scene and these actors is because the one guy's like, if we take the fifth planet and come at him from behind, we'll lose 20
Right.
men. And then Lord Vako's walking up on the Lord Marshal, and then he does his weird ghost thing. He's like, "But that's where we're weakness from behind." And he's like looking ahead, and at Lord Vako's time, it's like, "Oh, that's weird."
Yeah.
It's right on the nose, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool at the same time.
Yeah. And you got the whole Janus imagery going on here, so that just plays into the imagery that they've already set up as well. So yeah, Lord Marshall sends Vako to go find Riddick. Then we cut to Vako talks about like killing Lord Marshall, or at least the Vakos talk about it.
Yeah,
he's kind of like, yeah, I'm loyal to him, but he seems to have this like, maybe I should, keep what you kill. Maybe I should stab him in the back. And then she's like, yeah, we need to take over. Like, he doesn't have a successor. Like, how's this all gonna work? We have to kill him. So, because even though they're necromongers, like I guess they have ambition for power still, so they're not like completely, drones here. So
yeah.
Yeah, she also has like, I'm not sure when she does. I can't remember when she does it. But she has like weird eye makeup where she's basically just burning the skin under her eyes or whatever.
Yeah, she's burning. She's creating that dark raccoon look.
Yeah.
Because they all have kind of those raccoon eyes where they're dark all around them.
Yeah.
And she's like doing that with like some kind of like soldering iron.
Yeah.
But if you just wanted that look and you don't feel pain anymore, it's like, well,
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Because you'll be blind, but
Yeah, because they show it like basically like might as well have been touching her eyeball. How they show it going into effect here. So
yeah.
We cut to Riddick has a voiceover about like waiting patiently for to strike or whatever, because that is like a thing of his. Like that's why he'll let himself get captured and then he'll just like be patient and wait for a weakness to show itself. So. Then we cut to Lord Marshall meets with Arion, which I forget what even goes on here. He's basically just like, I can't even remember what they talk about. But basically, he needs her to find Riddick, and then that's the only reason she's alive. Her life is linked to Riddick's life. So as soon as he's dead, so is she. So essentially, so. We get to Crematoria, where they say it's 700 degrees on the day side and 300 below on the night side, which that doesn't get followed up on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool because they like show they're entering the system, and it's like Crematoria in the Igneon system, and it's this huge sun, and it has like, I don't know, 50-hour days and 50-hour nights.
Yeah.
But it's basically because you can see the sun line on Earth.
Yeah.
Like if you saw it from a satellite or from space, you'd see where the sun shines. But on this planet, it's like a blowtorch going off.
And I don't know if that's the sun all doing that or if that's like a combination of the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm not exactly
Because
sure.
like if the sun was doing that, then like this space couldn't even like get anywhere near this planetary system where it would be fried. So it must be some combination of the of the atmosphere, because it does show the atmosphere like exploding.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a cool concept
It's
here.
a very cool like I love I have always remembered it's like there's a
Yeah.
planet called Crematoria. I mean, we have one here. It's called Mercury. I don't think it works like this.
No.
I don't think it actually I think it always faces the same. I could be wrong.
Yes. Yes. I
But yeah,
think
we
so.
don't see this stuff. But this is a planet that like orbits and turns on an
Yeah.
axis and the sun fries half of it
Yes.
all day, which I don't know how you get like people on that and they live. It's like
Yeah.
because they'd just be breathing bottled oxygen and underground. But
Yeah, somehow, yeah, the fire that's constantly going on does not get rid of the oxygen on the planet. So, again, cool concept. If you think about it too much, there's no way it'd work.
yeah, that's a movie. It's like don't apply science to this, you asshole.
Well, it's
It's
like they choose. They're using science here. They're just choosing which one they want to apply. If it gets in the way of like cool things happening, then the science doesn't apply. So,
let's see. Here's from the book. Crematoria is a harsh planet with 52-hour days. The surface of the planet is not habitable. Temperatures are in the wild extreme. Uh, it's 702 degrees Fahrenheit in the day and 295 Fahrenheit at night. It rotates at 5,000 miles an hour, which means it has a very fast rotation. It's yeah.
I mean, maybe that's made more impressive by its size. Because
Well,
the Earth travels at 40,000 miles an hour, but
yeah, but this is like a small moon
small, yeah,
next to this because this I think the name of the sun is always the name of the system. So the sun's called Igneon,
yeah,
which is the takeoff from the term igneous rock, which is
Yeah.
volcanic rock. So
yeah,
um
yeah.
Yeah.
Which what the surface looks like. It looks like volcanic rock. Uh, so they dive into the planet's atmosphere and they land on a runway like before the sun hits them, which again doesn't make a lot of sense. Like
Yeah.
why the spaceship couldn't handle the heat, but
well I just like hey, let's wait until like we're on dark side completely where we
Yeah.
have like an hour to land,
yeah.
not 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'm guessing that like they missed a window and they have to do this, or they're gonna have to take forever to get this landing window again. So,
Yeah.
you can write your way around this. Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
they crash land in the landing dock, which they have a thing of like they hit the party poppers or something like that, and
Yeah,
they hit it. In the,
retro afterburners on chains.
yeah,
And then suddenly blast and it slows the ship down from crashing into the landing bay.
well, still like noses into the wall, but like they
Yeah.
all survive. So.
Yes, and this is where the theme of that Riddick always mentions to Toombs is like your new crew seems really skittish. You do this crazy maneuver where they almost die, and he's like skittish, Toombs. Real. Oh, but let's not forget during the flight in when everyone else was supposedly in their cryo hypersleep, the Eve, the one female mercenary, like just starts rubbing her crotch and body against Riddick.
Oh.
He thinks he's asleep, and then all of a sudden his eyes open. She's suddenly embarrassed. This guy is such a badass. Like women can't resist him.
Oh, there was weird.
Like actually, the scene I saw, I don't know if they edited it in the PG-13.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she had her crotch like against his leg. Like they were really.
I remember like the Kira encounter is weirdly sexual too, but that's especially weird because there's nothing sexual about that whatsoever. So.
No, this was like the lady bounty hunter really was like.
Yeah, they must have cut that out of the version I saw.
Because it was a weird, uncomfortable scene to watch. I don't remember like Riddick having sex against his will. It didn't end up happening because he opens his weird eyes and she's like, oh.
So yeah, they take Riddick and chain him up some even more to take him to the prison inside the planet because they're riding like this like train like trolley to get down to the.
It's like an underground train, but it's going like 300 miles
Yeah.
or something crazy. Like they have to wear welding goggles to ride it. It's fast.
And then the Riddick's like, yeah, here's you see the Riddick. I mean, I don't know. He's able to like the lights and stuff like that, or just movement. He's able to determine like how far they've been, but he knows like the rhythm of the lights set up into this tunnel, and so he like just kind of like knocks one of the mercs up, and he hits the lights and dies. So, and then like Toombs is just like, hey, 4-way split. so, yeah, which that wouldn't like embolden your crew if the guy leading it doesn't care if you die. So
Yeah, those are the guys that's the thing. It's like the bad guys. It's like no one's gonna follow these guys. They're just getting everyone killed. People are gonna get wise to that. It's like, yeah, I want more money, but I want to live to spend it.
Riddick is handed over to the prison and he's lowered down in the pit. And then Toombs argues with the jailer over the money because the jailer's like offering half or something like that.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't know how this universe works. You just like, there's apparently you bring a guy to a jail and like they give you money and then the jail gets money somehow. But it doesn't matter.
The Mercenaries Guild pays the the people that run the slams. Everything's short name in here.
Yeah.
Verse, all this. But yeah, the Mercenary Guild pays a fee for you to hold the prisoners, and the more dangerous they are, the higher the fee.
Right. Okay.
Instead of just like shoot them out of an airlock, then they're not. But that makes too much sense. So.
Yeah, it seems that dangerous people are valuable in this universe, but they have to like they have to imprison them. So
yeah,
they just can't kill them, and like, well, they're too valuable because they're so dangerous.
Yeah, it seems like they're because as we learned from Dark Athena and Butcher Bay, it seems like they're sickos that have a lot of money that like really like galactically dangerous people.
Yeah.
Be kept as pets or toys. But this place is even worse because you find out like, oh, they're just killing everyone and keeping their names on the book.
Yeah.
It's like, if your mom dies or your dad dies and you keep getting their social security in the backyard, that's what this like triple max slam on crematory is doing.
Yeah. Riddick does some like aerobics with the rope and starts like working his way up the rope.
Which is actually really cool.
Yes. This is one of these like cool movement things in this. And then he uses like the spinning force and gravity to like break the chains, and he just like lands on his like the superhero landing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Riddick immediately starts fighting people, which these are just like other prisoners. Then he gets helped by a lady with chains, which I wrote probably Jack, and then it ends up being that. So, yeah, and then they have an encounter that's weirdly sexual, where like he has like some kind of like tube that he's like holding her up by the crotch against like a fence with.
Yeah.
And then she says she goes by the name Kira now, so this is Jack from the first movie. Well, different actor, but so because the whole thing with Jack was that like she was pretending to be a boy, so basically she wouldn't get sexually assaulted or something like that, and then
essentially, yeah.
And then it works against them as they think, it's just this little boy, and then then she has her period, and then like the monsters are attracted to the blood, and so that like gives them a disadvantage or whatever.
And weirdly Riddick like smells it, like he knows, and it's like, oh, that's kind of creepy, but it's that metal smell, you see. Yeah. Like iron. I don't know if he said that, but it's like weird. Now, here's the thing with the math, like the Jack in that movie was clearly 12 years old.
Yeah.
This was set 5 years later, so like, oh, she's 17 now. It's like, and she basically became a full-time criminal and got caught up and arrested in a prison.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, she must have had a lot of good food because you think she just looked like a skeleton. It's like, because she'd be 17. Now, I don't know. They never state the person's age in the movie.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that usually happens around 11, 12 years old. So it's like, oh, she's 17 in this, but she's become a French woman somehow.
Yeah, she's like a 20-year-old French woman, or mid-20s
5-year-old French woman all of a sudden. Yeah.
Then we cut to Dame Vaco interviews the Elemental and why she wasn't just killed. And then we get backstory of Lord Marshall killing all of Furia because he was told he would be killed by a Furian.
Yes.
So that's where we get the backstory for kind of like the whole Furian race and like why they're dangerous or whatever. This is basically just Dragon Ball Z
Yes. Essentially.
or Superman, yeah, kind of, Krypton kind of thing going on here. So we come back to the prison. It's feeding time at the jail. Or this doesn't mean like the prisoners are getting fed. It means like they release angry dogs to kill the prisoners or something. And like there's places to hide, but like they don't. Everybody has to run to them, and like you can get locked out, and so then you just get like eaten by these dogs, and then like you said, they just like keep the names on the books so they can keep taking the money for holding them. So
Yeah.
yeah, which also just shows off that like, oh, the jailers are also criminals, but for whatever reasons they get to be jailers rather than be in jail. So of course, that's like a whole thing in the whole like Riddick universe too. Is that like all authority is bad? So
Yeah. Everything is corrupt, except your mom. But see, he died, believed in stuff. So.
yeah. Kyra faces the like one of the dogs head on and then just kind of jumps away from it. People barricade themselves while others are left to die. Riddick just holds still and stares one in its face, and then like it also, I'm not sure if it has a shine job done to it or if it just has similar eyes that Riddick has after a shine job, but it's got the same kind of eyes. And he just makes friends with the dog and pets with it, so, which freaks out this one. I don't know this guy's name. There's like was this guy like Australian or something here? He's kind of like the lead, like the.
Yeah, he tries to be like I'm the leader of the prisoners.
He's like the noble prisoner here, or the
kind of like the
prisoner.
Head guy in Alien 3.
Yeah.
It's like we've taken an oath of celibacy so we don't rape each other. And this, they don't say that in this, but this he's the same character.
Yeah. The guards are then trying to assault Kira because like they're bored. I guess this makes no sense.
I mean, yeah, it just seems like let's do this because Riddick's here. It's like let's.
Then she kicks the guy.
This woman obviously is dangerous and has avoided this. It's like tonight we're gonna get her. It's like okay, you're just idiots. Whatever.
So yeah, she kicks the guy's ass that feels her up. She's got like this boot knife thing that's just like spikes that stick out of her heel when she wants to. And then she gets knocked down and like held up, and then Riddick shows up and threatens him, and he's like, "I'll kill you with my teacup," which he called it a coffee, or he calls it a mug or something like that. And it's like, no, it's a teacup. I'm gonna kill you with it.
Yeah, it's cool because he tells him.
Yeah. This is one of those Riddick promises. Like, oh, how's this gonna happen? The guy pulls a knife on Riddick, and then like he like smashes the teacup against a rock, which like makes it shardy on the outside, and then he just stabs in the heart with a teacup, so which is pretty funny. So
yeah,
a good Riddick kill. And then Riddick just sets like a key, like one of those keys you do like wind up like a tuna can or whatever lid with. And he sets that on the rock, and he looks at the guys because like when the next person is gonna die by this, and then they just run away comically. So another good one of those scenes in this movie. So, and then Kira just explains like her whole backstory here about joining a crew of mercs, and then being slaved out, which I'm guessing that just means she was like a sex slave. I'm
assuming.
Yeah, that's because like that sounds terrible. So, and then Riddick's also mad at her for siding with the mercs, quote unquote, but it seemed like she didn't really have options, so I don't know. So, again, we don't really get like the mercs is like has a presumed backstory that we never really understand, but I'm not sure if we're supposed to. So, then we see the watchtower like rises up to the surface of the planet to like let fresh air in and exhaust dirty air. Which, again, it wouldn't seem like the planet side would have fresh air, but apparently it does.
It is a cool thing, though, the mechanical. It's like just 3 giant greasy screws, and this thing just screws itself to the surface. It's really cool.
Then we cut to Vako's on his way. He talks with the purifier who, like, speaks a doubt, which he wondered if, like, is like this is a trap for Vako, but it's actually not. Well, yeah, the purifier is talking about like the further we get away from the necromongers, the like the less, was he said the less pain he feels or less influence or something like that? Yeah.
Well, as I remember it, it was like he feels confused and has doubts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which it seems like is he's setting Vaco up here, but it's really he's just stating what he's thinking. So, which I guess is good character stuff for like a character that's like,
Well, you have to explain his turn.
yeah.
And so this is like how you do it. It's like, oh, okay, this didn't just randomly happen. It's like there's a reason.
Yeah.
It's like the further you get from the basilica, it's like, oh, my faith fades. It's like, it means your faith worth originally, and then we get into like St. Paul's epistles. No, we don't do that. But
then we come back. Toombs is waiting for his payday, which it's presuming to be like a day later or whatever, something like that, because they had to wait to get more money, which that's a big mistake here. Which because there's a constant refrain to Toombs now on is like, you should have taken the money, Toombs. So, but like the jailers like have a picture of a necromonger ship on the way over, so they don't want to pay them. Then the mercs have a gunfight with the prison crew.
Yeah, because it's like everyone seems to know who the necromongers are.
Yeah,
because the guy who runs the prison, and he has a really wild name in real life.
Yeah, this whole prisoner crew is like Eastern European guys that are like seem like they're dubbed over.
Actually from like the Netherlands.
Okay.
But I think they were supposed to like seem South African.
Okay.
Because it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, Yorick van Weigenhagen is his name. But yeah.
Toombs jumps down the rope to get to safety because there's always this rope in the hole in the middle of the room.
Seems like a real big OSHA violation.
Yeah.
Just walk into that.
Yeah, they could come by any time on this hell planet. I think there's a fun Toombs line where he talks about. I think when they get to crematorium, they're looking at it, and he says like, "If I had a house in hell, I would rent a place on crematoria and live in hell," to try to say how bad it is.
Yeah, it's not good.
So Riddick climbs up the rope, even like over Toombs, like just like using him as a climbing stone. Then Riddick releases the prisoners, and then the guards are like running for the ship to get off planet before the necromongers get there. One of the doors is closed and they can't open it, and so Riddick plans to like run on the surface to try to beat the guards to the ship before like the wave of fire will kill them. So they
break in the movie. Even though the guns in this movie are blocky, kind of silly looking future guns, they are based on Smith & Wesson K-frames.
Huh.
And the mostly the crematoria gun shootout we just saw.
Okay.
And the slug guns are actually calicos with just rubber over them.
Okay.
Like they shoot future big bullets.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there is also a Taurus PT-9, which also is like a Beretta clone. Like that's in one of the drawers of the mercenaries.
Okay. All right.
But those are the only weapons that like weren't just complete rubber mock-ups.
Just put a handle on it, and we'll just fix it in post.
Yeah.
And then we see that they leave Toombs in between a cage of dogs, and like they're kind of like breaking through the cage, so it's kind of like hinted that like he's gonna die from this, but it would be a comical use to have Toombs survive that somehow, because it's like, oh, this guy's terrible. Like you want him to die, and you don't have him do too bad of things yet, other than he seems to get his crews all killed, but he seems to survive. But it's a comic to have. It's comic gold to have Toombs just keep living when he's in it. So, there's like hatches, and the guards like peek out of the hatch on like a hunch, and then they see like Riddick and crew running, and so they try to ambush him. Riddick kills one guy because Riddick is omnipresent essentially, so he knows these guys are looking for him. So he's just above the hatch where they can't see him, and he hits the guy with like some sort of implement, like some sort of metal thing on a chain, and swings it around and hits the guy in the head and kills him. And he also falls like 30 feet down a hatch. So
yeah, it's funny how he just like falls down.
Yeah, and this is like the big guy of the crew too. Um, then we see the sun hits the surface and starts blowing things up, and then like just like hide in the shadows on the rocks. This is kind of like very inconsistent here because I'm like, once the sun shows up, isn't it like aren't they just doomed
That's a
forever?
moving wave.
Okay,
You
yeah.
think that like that's not gonna like you can hide from it. It's like no, it's going to fry you from above.
Yeah, yeah.
But it does make for some cool scenes. So.
Yes. Um, um, but like they're like climbing these rocks and they start to get hit by the sun, and then like they have to hide away, and like Kira's at the biggest disadvantage. Like the other guys like have a path they can run through, like there's like a mountain path they can run through, like under where there's shade, so they
Yeah.
can get out. But like Kyra's basically screwed here because she doesn't have a path out, and then um, Riddick gets a rope and like some water from the other guys, and then he douses himself with water, gets the rope, and then just like swings out and around and like grabs Kira and they like swings her to safety. And so they're able to get out. This is a very cool scene, is how like how it plays out and like in the weird physics going on here. Um, we see one of the prisoners just get roasted to the bone, so it's like, well, that's very severe. So,
Yep, it's gonna kill people.
Then we cut to Riddick catches up to the other prisoners, like because they like went ahead, and then Riddick hears the Necromonger ship, and like they kind of like peek over a hill and they just see it there. Then when the guards and the Necromongers fight, because the guards are trying to set up the ship to get out of there. Then the prisoners join the fight. Riddick gets knocked down, and then Vok gives one of the prisoners guys like a backbreaker and kills him. Which I think that's like the kind of like the lead prisoner guy that was seemed sort of noble.
Yes.
Then the sun comes back and the Necromongers are leaving. Riddick is like knocked out and in the light. And then the Purifier drags him to safety. The Purifier starts talking, like taking off all his jewelry, and then he comes with a message to stay away from Lord Marshall, because like that's like, well, if I'm gonna killed by this one, like we'll just get away. Which it should be. Yeah, the downside, the downfall here is they take Kira for some reason, for some mysterious reason, which just ensures that Riddick's gonna come after them. But I guess they don't know that. So,
Well, she chooses to get on the ship because it's either that or just burn alive.
Yeah, okay.
Because the ship lands and its alarm starts going off, and Vako and the remaining Necromongers are like, "Yeah, we got to get the hell out of here," because clearly Riddick's gonna.
Well,
die.
I don't remember actually seeing like Kira get on the ship, so that's just implied. So I don't remember like how it happens, because it's like, you're showing her like, oh, I got to get out of the light, and then suddenly she's not there anymore. So I didn't. It's like, oh, but then they just say like she got out. So
like I said, I watched the extended version. And it shows her. She looks at Riddick, who did the weird light thing that like got everyone away from him, and then she looks at Vako, and she looks at the ship and the alarm's going off, and she gets on the ship because it's either that or she's going to die.
Okay, all right.
She's too far from the door to get down there before this somehow. I don't know.
Okay.
It just creates a.
The Purifier says he's a Furion and drops a knife at Riddick's feet, and then walks into the burning surface and is basically cremated. So, because I'm guessing like this is like his only chance to get away from the Necromongers and the influence, and he also doesn't like the things he's done. So it's like, well,
and he also reveals he's a Furion.
Yeah.
And but now in this version I have, he like has the mark on his chest that glows.
Oh, okay.
But that I don't think that made it into the.
Oh, is that a Furion thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It's Riddick's dream.
Oh, okay.
Chest. It's like, this guy also has that mark.
Oh, okay.
Which this guy's also a Furion. Lord Marshall's afraid of Furions, and he made this guy his purifier. And it's like, no, he should kill him because it says a Furion will kill him. It doesn't say which. But again, these are the questions you don't ask because it'll ruin the magic.
Riddick grabs the knife and the ship and heads for Halion. So we go to Act 3. Vako gets a promotion as like a successor to Lord Marshall. Lord Marshall talks with Arion to get
until Lord Marshall gets promoted to full dead. As they say.
Okay,
whatever.
Lord Marshall talks with Arion to get confirmation on the state of Riddick, which she makes it ambiguous, which I guess is fun, but whatever. So she's not dead yet. Lord Marshall is pulling his troops out as they're about to like blow up the system. Dame Vaco senses Riddick is sneaking in as a soldier, and then she brings this information to Vaco, and then Dame Vaco suggests they let Riddick take his chance so that they can kill the king. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Necromongers are setting up to blow up the planet because we see that little like ball of light pop up out of like the knife, the giant knife ship that sticks into the ground.
Yeah.
Riddick kills a Linzer on the ship, and then they're able to look at the video and see that Riddick's there. Then the ship prepares to fight Riddick, and then Riddick makes this cool like he's like sideways but flying forward, and like they have an interesting camera angles. He's like it's like in the trailers. It's I don't. This is very weird and interesting looking. I don't think anybody's ever done this since, or maybe they thought it was stupid, but it's like an interesting look. It's like it's something different. So, then yeah, he tries to make a leap for the king, but then he just gets tossed aside. Kira is revealed having been through the necromonger treatment, which she's got like the little things on the side of the neck, and then she just says like you don't feel pain anymore. And then Lord Marshall basically tries to make an offer to Riddick to become a necromonger. Then Riddick throws his knife at Lord Marshall. He gets a scratch on him, which he says it's been a long time since I've like bled my own blood or something like that. Or
Yeah.
Then they start to fight, and then basically like Riddick like basically because he's basically with his soul power, he's like fighting in two places at once, which Riddick kind of gets on a rhythm where he can kind of fight that, but ultimately just like he gets like overpowered most of the time.
Riddick is losing to the Lord because guess what? The hero cannot defeat the half dead Lord of the fighting the head like the ring wraith or something. Yeah. You're not going to beat this guy normally.
Then Lord Marshall tries taking like Riddick's soul, but he's able. I'm not sure if the Furon thing helps against, but he's able to resist it. And then Riddick just kind of does this like sideways rolling uppercut and knocks him out of the space.
Yeah.
Then Riddick is put in a choke, and then Vaco grabs this like weird triple axe thing going on here because it's just the weird weaponry they have lying around, and it's like, yeah, I don't know how like practical this is, but it looks cool, so whatever. And then Kira stabs Lord Marshall, and then she just gets thrown onto a spike and dies. Well, she's almost dead, but it's like, oh man, yeah, none of this is OSHA violations everywhere.
Yeah, sharp spikes, weapons laying around. Yeah. This is a problem.
And then Vaco makes his way down, and then like Lord Marshall's like making a plea to like kill Riddick, and then Vaco swings his strike on Lord Marshall, and then Lord Marshall tries to spirit move away, but then like he spirit moves like in front of like Riddick, and so this is I don't know like this is why I don't know if like does he have to like you said like once he makes a spirit move he has to move there, but like
I think he can be in two places, but he's always moving forward to complete is what it's like. It's
so
like
I didn't know if he had a choice here to like
chessboard, but she has to complete a forward or backward move.
Okay,
that's how I saw it. And also the prophecy says the Furion would kill.
Well, I didn't know if like the choice here like he thought like maybe he had a chance to fight Riddick because he's already been beating him up, but he can't like avoid the strike by Vaco, so that's why he like chose to try to go at Riddick.
Yeah.
But then he transports to Riddick, who Riddick just immediately stabs him in the head, breaks the knife off into his head, and like knees him. It's like, yep, he's dead. So that's pretty cool. And then Riddick holds Kira until she dies, and it's sad, and he just like ends up sitting in the throne and distraught, like with his shine job eyes. And then because she has like blood like on her face, and then like as she died like tears come out of her eyes, which I don't know if it's extra like I don't know if that means anything extra or anything, but it's like,
well, she's not supposed to be able to feel pain anymore, so she's sad.
Okay.
Like I didn't. It's like it's kind of like in a RoboCop 2 with the evil like gangster kid. It's like dying sucks. And he's like, it does. It's the same thing.
But yeah, like a distraught Riddick sits on the throne. It seems like he unintentionally did this. He's just like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And then the soldiers bow to him, including Vaco, who says like, "You keep what you kill." And then we got a voiceover by Arion, like talking about like will he like take the power of the necromongers or whatever. And then the death ball is brought back and kept from blowing up the planet, which this is a very interesting place to leave Riddick at. So
Very, very reminiscent of the end of Conan the Barbarian,
yes.
where it's like they show him sitting on a throne like this, and he's troubled, and it's like they just totally lifted that scene. That's cool.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that's where it like completes the like, oh yeah, Riddick is kind of just Conan the Barbarian in the future. So
Yeah,
um, so yeah, that's the end of the Chronicles of Riddick.
yeah.
And I
It
forget
is.
that I think they explain away. And Riddick, he's not in charge of the necromongers or anything, so he just like left and like do
Well,
stuff.
no, they
Whatever.
betrayed him and threw him on a planet to die.
Oh, okay, that's what. Okay, that's what.
Yeah, because Vaco eventually was just like, yeah, screw this guy's not getting with the program. We're going to the underverse. We're going to the to where our underoos.
We're going to the Olive Garden beyond.
Going to the most incoherent beyond. It's like, well, if you just want to die, just turn that gun around. It's like, make a journey out of it. Just shoot yourself. But again, don't ruin the magic.
um, but yeah, it's a very interesting movie, very flawed. It's a movie we bring up a lot because it has a lot of cool stuff to it. So
Oh, this is one of those movies like I love. This is like Blade Runner all over for me, or um, David Lynch's Dune. It's like, oh, I love the look, but it's like it has weaknesses.
yeah.
But I'll always watch it if it's on. I'll always look at it and think about it. But it's like, yeah, and this is probably the weakest of those three movies I just described.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd have to watch Riddick again. I remember not liking that. Well,
no,
it
I
was
mean
fine.
Blade Runner, Dune.
Oh, yes. For that, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
certainly. Um, I thought you. Well, in the Riddick, yeah, yeah, of the Riddick movies, which one? Well, I guess would Pitch Black be your favorite because that's just the most consistent.
A Pitch Black is like the product you expect. It's like when
Yes.
you take it out of the box, it's like I got exactly what I wanted. One is probably my favorite to watch
Yeah.
because it's like this is so ambitious. What a spectacular! It is. What do they call that? A beautiful failure. Such a spectacular mess.
Yeah.
It's like God. I respect the energy that
Yeah.
went into this, and then the love of like I want to tell a big story too. And I love that part of it. I respect it, but it's like no, this didn't work. But man, was it cool looking? It was a fun ride.
Yeah. I mean,
And
yeah,
they did well. They did really well too.
yeah, it is a thing unto itself because like it is like harder sci-fi, but it's got enough weirdness to it because you can't like, hey, the Expanse series. It's like they're not similar like at all. It's like they have like similar tech, but otherwise it's not the same.
No, the thing with the Expanse where it's super strong is you care about the characters. They're well fleshed out, and it's a universe that makes sense with some very bizarre. It's like the Expanse is a universe that totally makes sense. Commerce and greed is evil. You can't go faster than light. And then there's the most bizarre alien technology you could ever imagine that will either help or kill you randomly. You don't know when or where. And but it's like it still makes sense. It's like there's some really weird stuff going on, but all these people make sense, and you care. Like you don't want these characters to die. In this movie, if people died, it's like, well, that's sad, but man, look at that statue. It's like it's like that's where like the writing and just the incoherent
and
plot direction really like, oh yeah, okay.
and it's kind of closer to Star Wars, but it doesn't have the whimsy of Star Wars at
No,
all. So
there's no whims. This movie's very unrelentingly bleak, and what it teaches us about man and like the state of mankind is like it's true, but it's not. It's almost over the top bad.
yeah,
It's like Pitch Black did that too, but the situation they were in was like zero chance of survival.
yeah,
Very bad stuff going on, and it's like people that don't like each other and aren't very good or aren't very apt to survive have to somehow pull together and survive. This movie was like, I'm telling the weirdest hero's journey I can. I'm not going to change the nature of the character, but I'm going to change like how you think he would act, very in a crazy way. I'm going to create lore and we'll do world building that doesn't make sense and not explain it, which is kind of fun in a way because it's like as the person watching the movie, it's like, yeah, this is what the necromongers do. It's just in my mind. It's like, yeah, this is where they came from. This is what they're doing.
Although I think it's probably intentional, but the crematorium planet is basically like, let's do the opposite of pitch black. Now the light is dangerous rather than the dark. So.
Yeah, we had to have the planet with the crazy life cycle again. We got that, which was cool. And we had to have evil animals that Riddick can either defeat and or befriend. It's be more of an animal befriender in the next two in this movie and the next one. Because in Pitch Black they were just pure. They were just like locusts. They're just there to eat. They couldn't really develop personalities. Where these things look like dogs. The Pitch Black things look like hammerhead sharks and bugs. They didn't really. It's like, yeah, kill them. They're freaky looking. I don't like the way they move. So.
So yeah, it is a it is a thing unto itself, and then you got a video game out there, you got an anime, like they made an effort to try to make an all media push on the Chronicles of Riddick. So
yeah, if you want to follow the Riddick universe, it's there. It's you can there's things you can see and do, and if for some reason you like this universe, the expanded material, it doesn't make it make more sense, but it does make it seem like it's I don't know. It's more fleshed out, but not in a way that like, oh, that's why this is happening. Like, oh no, this is more weird.
What else was there? Yeah, it's something about the media push, and then I thought it was kind of weird that I think like the next year or maybe 2 years later they had I think it was like next year they had the Chronicles of Narnia, which I feel like that would hurt that, because that thing was always known as the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. So why would you change it to Chronicles of Narnia? But I think those movies were also gigantically huge because that was very Lord of the Rings adjacent as well, but like more children focused. So
yeah, those were big movies for. It's funny, I never read any of those books he wrote. I read all his short stories.
Oh, okay.
Different novels, like the Screw Tape Letters was one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
Because it describes how demons corrupt people from the point of view of demons, and it's actually really cool and scary and despondent at the same time. It's like I am being led astray by demons or my own mind. I don't know which. Still ends in bad things though.
Well, you can. Well, we're saying Problem Space can a supercut of scenes for the imperfect collection that make up the Verhoeven Effect. Nathan, what one scene in this movie are we chucking into space?
This is really hard because this is such a disjointed movie that has so many iconic scenes. But I guess I'd have to say the Riddick battling the guy with the knife in his back.
Okay.
It does establish who the necromongers are, what they represent, what they're going to do. Like the bad guys in the movie, they their motivations are laid out. And it's also how Riddick is mainly indifferent to human suffering, and he's like,
Riddick didn't come to stop the necromongers. He just wanted to kill that one guy out of revenge.
Yeah, it's the guy he sort of liked, or at least kill the first 10 minutes of me. Yeah. So I think that would be it. There would also, I mean, there's a lot of other scenes, but yeah, if you want to get the gist of what this movie is, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna see a lot of stage setting for that kind of stuff.
Or just the invasion of the planet, where you get like, the Gothic ships and their, where it's just it's art attacking a planet. It's like it's dangerous. And so.
It's like weird Gothic art attacking. It's like a cathedral is attacking a planet.
Yeah. You can find us on username. You can find us on Letterboxd username VHE. 1 out of 5 stars. What are you getting? The Chronicles of Riddick. I'm
probably gonna have to give this a 3, just to be honest with the audience.
Yeah.
Even though there's things I love about it,
there's highs and lows.
Its strengths are strong, but its weaknesses are weak. You're just not willing to embrace the fantasy and the lore of this universe, and just get swept away on a journey, and you want to analyze it in any way. And I don't mean analyze it rationally because it's a work of fiction, but I just analyze the story, like what's going on, why. It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And it does sag a little bit between acts 2 and 3. There's usually there is a sag in the middle. This one like sags a couple times.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going on, you don't know why they're doing it, nor are they explaining it to you. But it looks cool. Everyone seems to be having a good time that's in it, and they are very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
They didn't mix the mortar, the base of the structure. They didn't mix it right. It kind of got thin and cracked on them. But yeah, what they tried to build was magnificent. And if this had been done a little better, this would have probably been a moderately to very successful sci-fi universe. It has all the elements that can get people in a theater.
Do you have a pitch for what the sequel to this should have been?
Oh, I have a pitch for how you can remake this movie.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a pitch for how you can, because you could just do a post Pitch Black Mercs storyline.
Yeah.
Because you have to build this universe. That's the problem. They just fired it through a blender. It's like we're going to introduce bad guys that are really bad and weird, and then the other bad people, and Riddick is somewhere in the middle.
The elementals exist.
Elemental sort of thing. It's like, no, you could progressively build from Pitch Black to Mercs to Necromongers in a 3-act arc.
Yeah.
And more thoroughly explain, flesh out, and still be just as visually cool.
Yeah.
And that would be I don't have anything specific, but you could build from those blocks, which is what the studio wanted.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I could, but this guy wanted to do all 3 movies in one, and it's like that didn't work out.
Oh, he pitched a trilogy, but just as one movie, so this was the trilogy.
Well, no, he pitched a trilogy, and this one
okay.
so spectacular. They're like, yeah, we're not
okay.
more money at Riddick, sorry. But they did obtain the rights to it and did a smaller budget follow-up to this, which was more adjacent to Pitch Black.
Yeah.
Than this. This was like, hey, what if we gave guys that made a $20 million successful movie $150 million? It's like they're going to write things down very quickly and film. It's not going to work. But these guys, all of them can make a movie. I mean, Vin Diesel's wildly successful, in the franchises he's in, and I do like it about him that he also has this ambition, because this is actually cool and original. It's uneven, but and Pitch Black's a very good movie.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly what it says it is. There's things you can argue about. Well, I don't like this aesthetic or that part of the story. This is like a grandiose movie that never. Yeah.
It's a movie that shouldn't exist, and I'm glad it does.
Yeah. I like it's out there. I like these kind of movies where there's a lot of heart, a lot of imagination, and but sometimes it doesn't work out. Because if everything was Lord of the Rings, or a Denis Villeneuve movie, or a some of the best movies of the other movies we like Ridley Scott movies, if they were all home runs, there'd be nothing to judge them by. So I'm glad that sometimes this happens.
Yeah. Well, you can find us at verhoeffect.com. You can listen to, we used to have listener support, now we don't, so get people to subscribe to get like 1,000 people to subscribe to Spotify for us, then we can let you give us money if you want. You can rate us on whatever podcast and whatever platform you're listening on. You can give us whatever rating you want. The only thing I'll listen to is the highest rating. So give us the highest rating so we can confuse the algorithm and halt the AI.
YouTube or whatever.
You can find us on Twitter at Verhoeven Effect. You can find us at Blue Sky Social at Verhoeven Effect, and you can find us at Facebook at Verhoeven Effect. And you can find us on YouTube at American Read Factory and watch both this and that show live and unedited. So for the Verhoeven Effect podcast, I'm Conlon.
And I'm Nathan.
Goodbye, America.